The Pegasus Sports Network welcomes you to 2012 coverage of Oldham County High School football. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by 10th Inning Training in Crestwood, by Oldham Collision Center, handling your car, your investment with the care it deserves, by your local high school athletic booster club, which urges you to get in the game. Join your athletic booster club, by Baptist Health, feel better, by Office Max and your local Office Max Impress Business Center. At Office Max, your success is our business. By SNA Insurance in Crestwood, your friend in the insurance industry. By Taylor Orthodontics, everyone deserves a smile. By Mountjoy, Chilton, and Medley, the largest locally owned CPA firm in Metro Louisville. And by Happy Feet, it's like walking on pillows. Now let's go to the stadium for the Baptist Health pregame show on the Pegasus Sports Network. And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Belfield in Buckner, Kentucky. Oldham County High School on the site of Pegasus Sports Network's season opening broadcast of the 2012 high school football season as the Oldham County Colonels open up the 2012 season at home against the Rebels of Atherton High School. Hi, everyone. Along with Tyler Bloyd, I'm Mike Montgomery. Glad to have you with us on a absolutely drop-dead gorgeous night for football here in Buckner, Kentucky. And Tyler, also want to welcome you as first time behind the microphone here with Pegasus Sports. It's KentuckySports.co and Pegasus Sports getting together this season. We're going to have a lot of video out here, a lot of games on video coming up throughout the year, starting off with tonight's game between these two squads. And, you know, Tyler, just the old saying, hope springs eternal. Tonight, these two teams come in here 0-0, looking for that first game of the season. And, you know, for the fans in the stands, there's always a lot of surprises in that first game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like you said, both teams are coming into this game, 0-0 record. You're undefeated. Looking down the road, you have nothing negative on your plate. You got the fans out here excited for Friday Night Football, as you and me are.
And Oldham County seeking to erase some bad memories from last year. Oldham County with their first losing record under Matt Brown, and last year going 2-9, and you know, just a tough year. Tyler, 4 games they lost after leading in the fourth period. A very painful year. Sometimes it's easier to lose those games about 2 or 3 touchdowns, but last year saw a lot of games slip away in that final period.
Yeah, for sure. Whenever you have a season that's going poorly as it was, and then you have fourth quarter, I guess you want to call them heartbreakers, going into the game. You're leading it, like you said, against North Oldham, 2-touchdown lead in the fourth quarter. Mustangs pulled that one out. I believe you said J-Town as well. So, yeah, it's a moral. It hits you in the heart.
Yeah, J-Town winning, getting a winning touchdown in the final 5 minutes. Fern Creek with a field goal with 9 seconds left to beat the Colonels in that one. And Oldham County missing a late field goal that would have won the game at South Oldham. So it was a tough year. But, one of the things that Oldham County coaches certainly can build upon, because, when you have those near misses, obviously you come back and say, hey, look, we were this close. Now, Atherton comes in here. This is a Rebels squad that has struggled for a long time. The last time they had much success really was when Matt Brown, the Oldham County coach, was there back in 2006, 2007. It's been kind of tough since then. Kenneth Walker, in his 4th year as head coach now at the Rebels, has only had 2 wins in the last 3 years, both of them wins over Iroquois.
Oh, yeah, when you're coming into the game and 2 wins in 4 seasons, that's just, it's not good. But I did not know Matt Brown was Atherton's coach. I knew, he was a former Oldham County player, and I knew he was the coach at Bell, so I didn't know it was Atherton. But, yeah, with Kenneth Walker coming in this game, it's 0-0, Mike. It's a whole new season. Yeah,
and we want to welcome everybody, if you've just joined us, to the Baptist Health pregame show here on the Pegasus Sports Network and KentuckySports.co. We got John up on top of the press box bringing you all the pretty pictures here, and we're glad to have you here with us tonight. We're going to have a whole lot more of these on video this year. Now, let's talk a little bit about Matt Brown. Boy, the Colonels under Matt Brown have had some pretty good success, Tyler. You come in very first year, the wins started coming right away. We'll take a look here at some of his records over the first few years with the Colonels. Back in 2008, went 9-3, won the district his very first season as coach. 8 wins the next year, went all the way to the region where they lost to John Hardin. Just missed on another district championship in 2010. You know, it's cliche, but winning just kind of begets winning, and you got to think, that bodes well for the new season.
Yeah, for sure. Oldham County is generally a pretty good program. They're not really used to the 2-9 type of seasons. Coming into this, Matt Brown is a 26-22. Wasn't in round 1 of the playoffs last year. You got a lot of guys returning. I believe 8 on offense, 8 on defense. You got a quarterback that's more experienced. He's coming off mononucleosis last 2 games of the season, so they're excited to get him out there. So Colonels are probably going to have, in my opinion, a better season this year.
Yeah, you would think so. And when we look at this team this year, last year that 2-9 record just kind of jumps out at you. But there were some things about that team that kind of hurt them last year. One of it was the size on that offensive line last year. A very small offensive line last season, only averaged about 197 pounds across the front. That's a real small offensive line in this day and age. Only 2 guys, I think, even over 200 pounds. This year, boy, what a difference a year makes. These guys have been at that training room table. The average size on the line, 244 pounds.
That's a big number. You're looking at an 80-pound increase from just a year. I'm assuming most of these guys were on the roster last year. That's always a positive. You can open up holes against a smaller Atherton team, for an example. But that's huge. The smallest guy, Corey Bryant, 220 pounds.
I remember if you had one 220-pounder, you thought you had a big line.
Yeah.
So, that's going to bode well for the running game. Last year, the running game struggled at times to get started. And, of course, if you can't run the ball, you generally can't pass the ball too much either.
Oh yeah, for sure. You got to open. You got to your play actions in there. You got to put in your running back to see. Running back, if I'm correct, I may be wrong. Jacob Taylor
and Addison Deckard probably going to be your primary 2. Chris Caudill will probably run the ball some this year. Taylor, of course, the leading rusher last year, but certainly Matt Brown would like to not see that job just fall on one man's shoulders.
Yeah, for sure. Running back committee, I believe that is the new age of football. You're looking at if you want to look at the college game, the NFL game, they're all going 2 backs these days. Why not do it in high school?
Okay, you're listening to the Baptist Health Pregame Show. We're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we'll be listening to Coach Matt Brown, hear his thoughts about this season, about this game. You're listening to the Pegasus Sports Network on KentuckySports.co.
You give 110%. Baptist Sports Medicine's group of sports medicine trained physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers go just as hard to get you back in the game you love. Our facility at Baptist East Point features private treatment rooms, a physical therapy gym, indoor turf field, and other sports training facilities. No matter what your level or your game, to get back to your best, consult the best. Call 253-6689 or visit BaptistSportsMedKY.com.
At Office Max, your success is our business. Whether you're looking for a printer, office furniture, software, laptops, or simple office supplies, Office Max has it all in one convenient location at prices you can afford. Check out the Office Max Impress Business Center, where no job is too small or too large. They can help you with simple laminating or business cards, or help you put together that award-winning business presentation with their digital color printing, copying, and binding services. That's Office Max. Open till 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday, till 6 p.m. on Sundays. Office Max. Work with us.
Hi, my name is Kevin, and I am a senior at Oldham County High School. The Oldham County Athletic Boosters are proud to once again sponsor high school sports on the Pegasus Sports Network. And now is a great time for you to get involved with Colonel Athletics. Contact Oldham County Athletic Director Kevin Combs at 222-9461 for more information about how you can become part of the Colonel's success through Oldham County High School Athletic Booster Club. The Oldham County Booster Club, wishing the Colonels and Lady Colonels the very best.
A proud sponsor of the Pegasus Sports Network is Mountjoy Chilton Medley Certified Public Accountants, the largest locally based accounting firm in Kentucky and southern Indiana, offering a full range of accounting, audit, tax planning, and advisory services for businesses and individuals. Employing nearly 120 CPAs, Mountjoy Chilton Medley provides highly specialized services that can help you achieve your personal and business goals. For a complete list of services and more, on the web at mcpa.com. Mountjoy Chilton and Medley, 502-749-1900.
Welcome back to the Baptist Health pregame show at Belfield tonight. Week 1 of the high school football season. Doesn't feel a lot like August out there. It's a pretty great day for high school football. Oldham County opened it up against the Rebels of Atherton High School for the second straight year. And with me now, the head man of the Oldham County Colonels, Matt Brown. And Coach, a new year, a new season. Last year, it seemed like you were just always on the cusp of coming away with a win. And a lot of them got away from you, though. I know a disappointing year. A whole new page for the team.
Absolutely. Kids are bigger, faster, stronger, more mentally, physically prepared, and they're just itching to take the field. We had some kids in here in the locker room that were getting dressed at like 4:30 today. So you can tell they're excited and ready to get out there, and I think everybody is. I think everybody's just ready to kind of, turn the page and kind of move on and get into a new season. And, and you're right, optimism does reign supreme right now, and that's what we're looking to do is go out and be very positive this year and kind of turn the page.
Obviously, you got some experienced guys back. I was looking at the offense. Obviously, Brett Stranad back at quarterback for you, who had a pretty good year, his first year at quarterback. Now comes in with a year's worth of experience behind him. One of the more versatile quarterbacks we've seen in an Oldham uniform in a while. But maybe the most intriguing question right now is that O-line, which is you got a lot of guys back who played a lot of time in the O-line in the two-deep rotation last year. And one of the things that just jumps off the page at you if you look at it is the size difference. Last year, the O-line averaging only a little less than 200 pounds across the front. This year, more like about 240.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what we've kind of got to get back to here as a program is being able to be physical. The last 2008, 2009, 2010, we could line up at any given moment and just run power and get 5 yards. And not having that ability or feeling like you didn't have that ability last year to be able to do it kind of put us all behind the eight ball a little bit. And it starts with those guys up front. Big guys, strong guys. You got some guys playing O-line that really haven't played a lot when they were, within this program, that have dedicated themselves to know what to do and know what to expect and know where to step. And they've dedicated themselves to learning what to do to better the team. And that's the good thing about it. So you're going to see some beef out there this year, much different than last year. And so, tonight we'll find out, how they do.
If there's some changes on offense, obviously at the wideout position, Chandler Besser is back, but gone are some of your leading receivers. Cody Oldham, of course, the speedster on the outside, gone. Also, Kerry Smith, who provided some real highlight reel issues for you. Garrett Wilder. Tell us about the passing game. Where does that go? We're going to see some new faces.
Well, we feel good about what we can do throwing. We didn't throw too much last week in scrimmage. When we did well. Not as crisp as I probably would have liked last week, but we didn't have to do it much. So we were kind of just trying things out that we didn't really need to throw, so that it didn't really look as well. So, but I feel confident. We got some young kids coming back who have some talent. They're talented kids. Obviously we lose kind of the big home run threat, so to speak. But I think you got some guys that are really, really good route runners, real crisp, but also – if we can run the ball a lot more effectively this year, then it's going to make the throwing and the passing and the catching and all that easier. And we really feel like that will be the case. So if we can pound the ball, Brett's able to throw it better than he did last year. So he's going to make the receivers look a little bit better this year than it's kind of like the receivers made him look better last year. So I think that working together will make it okay this year.
Defensively, you had some moments last year where you looked very good. You had some other times when it just seemed like it was difficult to stop some teams. How do you feel the defense has matured coming from last year? What's different about this defensive squad?
Well, last year, it felt like if we played a really big team, they could just push us around because we were kind of a small squad and we weren't that big up front, and we were able to attack last year because we were so speedy. So when we played an athletic team, we didn't feel as bad because they didn't just get up there and just line up and just smash it down our throat. But, this year, D-line's back. We got a lot of D-line starters coming back. We got some size up front. Our linebackers are bigger. Literally, it's just like we jumbo-sized everybody from last year, and that's kind of how we're playing. Now, we're not as fast overall, I don't think. But I think sometimes we sell ourselves short about how athletic we actually are. There's a lot of teams on our schedule that'll be more athletic than us, but we're not too far behind. So we feel pretty good. It's a little bit of a new scheme, so we'll have to kind of have a few growing pains maybe, but hopefully we can work those out. I think we worked a lot out last week. Hopefully we can work them out this week too.
Well, you got a game tonight against Atherton, school that you coached at for a couple of years. Kenny Walker is in his 4th year at the school, still trying to get that program really jump-started, just 2 wins in the last 3 years. You had your way with this team last year, but the Rebels, again, trying to build that program, think they've got some components in the mix that maybe, especially this offense, might be a little bit of a weapon for them this year. They think that maybe they're going to be a little more dangerous on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, we think so. I mean, they look and appeared on film, obviously, to be more organized, more athletic. They look better. They do look better, and that's what we told the coaching staff is that, they look better than last year. Now, how that plays out for them this year, I don't know. We told our kids all week that they are better, and they are. So hopefully our kids come out, get their head on straight. It's first game of the year, take care of business, and do what we're supposed to. And I feel confident about us. But Kenny does have them moving in the right direction, and I'm glad for them because they're my old school, and it was like my first chance. And so it's kind of nice to see them be able to kind of rebound and get back on the right track.
When you're playing a team that you won fairly handily with the last time you played, it's always very easy for youngsters, high school kids to get a little bit complacent. How have you battled that this week?
Well, you just got to tell them all week. We try to make it to where, the kids understand that, it's not about the opponent we're playing. It's about how we play. And that's kind of going to be the thing we do all year is it's not about Atherton, North, Collins, South, Covington, Holy Cross. It's not about those guys because it's about us. And a lot of times last year when we went on the field, we didn't have confidence for this, that, or reason, injury or two or whatever. And we didn't really focus on ourselves and who's going to step up and take the lead and who's going to do this or that. It was, we were always kind of worried about what was going on with the other squad. Well, this year it's about, what are we going to do? And are we going to play, like the 08, 09, and the 2010 squad? And those guys just didn't care about anybody else. They just kind of went out and did their thing and played. And that's what we're trying to get back to.
All right, Coach, best of luck to you tonight. We're going to let you go here so you can get back to your team. But Oldham County getting set to go up against the Rebels of Atherton High School. This has been an interview with Matt Brown, head man of the Oldham County Colonels. And we'll be back with more of the Baptist Health Pregame Show right after this on the Pegasus Sports Network.
Baptist Crestwood is now open on Kentucky 329, conveniently located approximately 1 mile from I-71. Baptist Crestwood offers outpatient physical therapy and diagnostic imaging services, including x-rays and CT scans. Digital mammography, diagnostic ultrasound, and DEXA bone density scanning are coming soon. The facility also houses the offices of Baptist Medical Associates Crestwood. For more information, visit baptistcrestwood.com.
A wise man once said, "The secret to happiness is comfortable shoes." Well, I don't know about that, but I do know one thing. I'm a happy man when my feet are feeling good. And that's the idea behind Happy Feet, the world's most comfortable slippers. It's like walking on pillows. Owned and operated right here in Kentucky, Happy Feet has the coolest, the warmest, the most comfortable slippers around. College basketball fans will love the UK and U of L slippers. They look just like sneakers. Animal lovers will adore Animal Feet, a line of cushy slippers that look like every animal you can think of. There's even a dinosaur for the kids. Check them all out now at www.buyhappyfeet.com. That's www.buyhappyfeet.com and give the gift of Happy Feet. Happy Feet. It's like walking on pillows.
Accidents happen both on the field and on the roads. Oldham Collision Center is your local choice for professional auto body repair. Close to you in Crestwood on Old Highway 329 next to the Boating Center. Oldham Collision Center combines the best facilities, the best product, and the best service to get your car back on the road where it belongs. If you're in an accident, call Nick first at 241-1124. That's 241-1124. He and the great folks at Oldham Collision Center would like to say good luck to each of the Oldham County teams this fall.
And welcome back to the Baptist Health Pregame Show on the Pegasus Sports Network. First game of the high school football season. We're live at Bell Field in Buckner, Kentucky, along with Tyler Bloyd. I'm Mike Montgomery here on the Pegasus Sports Network and KentuckySports.co as we start the season with an absolutely gorgeous day for high school football. And, as we look at this game, Tyler, one of the things that's so difficult to talk about is matchups. You really don't know much about the teams yet. But certainly, you got to talk a lot about trying to build confidence if you're this Atherton Rebel squad. And early plays, not even spectacular plays, but just having some success early, going to be really critical for these Rebels.
Yeah, for sure. Being a younger team as the Rebels are, you would look at them, you wanted to control trying to control the tempo of their game, keep the ball in their possession for as long as they can to limit the Oldham County offense, as it is a more high-profile offense. Atherton, looking into the team here, like you said, last year they were, that says 1-19. That isn't correct. 1-9.
1-9. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
1-9. They got some guys returning from other sports, some athletes maybe coming into this year's team.
Let's take a look at the keys for Atherton tonight. You mentioned keep away, and I think that's going to be huge, Tyler. When you're the underdog and the Rebels come into this game as a decided underdog, you want to shorten the time that the other guy has the ball. And, look for Atherton to, it's the first game of the year. You're going to take some chances, but by the same token, if they want to win this game, obviously they're going to want to keep that Oldham offense off the field. Now, we talked about Brett Stranad, the Oldham County senior quarterback. Last year, was a learning year for him. But, if you're Atherton, all you have to go by is what he did last year. And I think we're going to see them try to pressure him early, try to make him make some mistakes.
Yeah, for sure. Last year against Atherton, Oldham County, Brett Stranad threw 2 passes only, completing both for touchdowns at 96 yards totals. You led the team in rushing with just 2 carries, 52 yards. So, yeah, like you said, they can't really look into this of what's he going to do.
Yeah, they know what he can do. Last year he was the story of this game to a large degree for Oldham County, so they know what he can do. They're look for them to pressure him early, try to contain him, keep him from running when they can. Now, obviously, you talked about the youth. Now, this is an Atherton team that has a lot of seniors at the skill level, but they're going to have to make sure that those youngsters on the squad minimize mistakes. We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem. We'll be back after this.
When you need diagnostic imaging services, look to Baptist Hospital Northeast for some of the most advanced technology in the area. We offer MRI, 16-slice CT scans, nuclear medicine, diagnostic ultrasound, DEXA scanning for bone mineral density, X-ray, and digital mammography. For more information, call Diagnostic Imaging Services at Baptist Hospital Northeast at 222-3620 or visit BaptistNortheast.com.
Are you getting your money's worth from your auto and homeowner's insurance? Well, why not find out? Before renewing your present policies, contact SNA Insurance in Crestwood. They're friends you can depend on. SNA makes it easy by working with you to identify the insurance services that are right for you and your family, using their access to multiple companies to deliver broad coverage at competitive prices. Call SNA Insurance today at 243-2234. That's 243-2234.
A proud sponsor of the Pegasus Sports Network is Mountjoy Chilton Medley Certified Public Accountants, the largest locally based accounting firm in Kentucky and southern Indiana, offering a full range of accounting, audit, tax planning, and advisory services for businesses and individuals. Employing nearly 120 CPAs, Mountjoy Chilton Medley provides highly specialized services that can help you achieve your personal and business goals. For a complete list of services and more, on the web at mcpa.com. Mountjoy Chilton and Medley, 502-749-1900.
At Taylor Orthodontics, we believe everyone deserves a smile, a healthy, beautiful smile. Dr. Trevor Taylor and his staff are committed to serving you in a fun-loving, comfortable environment,
and they'll use the latest in orthodontic treatments and technology so you can get better results with fewer visits. Don't hide your smile another day. Today's braces are smaller and more comfortable than ever before. Find out how Taylor Orthodontics can help you. Call today at 241-1515 or 228-2122. Taylor Orthodontics, a proud sponsor of the Pegasus Sports Network.
Back at Belfield in Buckner, Kentucky, we're just a little over 4 minutes away from kickoff here at Oldham County High School. The Colonels playing host to the Atherton Rebels for the first game of the 2012 season, and along with Tyler Bloyd, I'm Mike Montgomery. Glad to have you along here. We just heard the national anthem from the Oldham County Marching Colonel Band. Let's take a look back again at some of our keys to victory. Let's take a look at Oldham County now, Tyler. You know, obviously, if you're Oldham County, you stubbed your toe a few times last year, so you want to get off to a great start tonight. And obviously, you know, we talked about that big O-line. That's if that's going to be an asset, you got to make it an asset. You got to go out there and do it on the field. And I look to see Oldham County try to take advantage of that beef up front early on.
Yeah, like you said, to start earlier in the show, we have a 80-pound upgrade of the offensive line for Oldham County, across the board. The smallest guy at 220. That's just great. They could go out in there and open up some holes for the running back to establish the pass game. Watch Oldham County could maybe run out this game early. Yeah,
quite possible. Now, Stranad, boy, I think the Oldham County fans have kind of been licking their chops to see this young man as a senior. Got his baptism by fire last year. Got a chance to figure this game out, and everybody's looking for him this year. The big thing, of course, sometimes this is one of the toughest things for an athletic quarterback, a guy who can run, is making that decision when to run, when to throw, when to get rid of the ball. We're going to be watching Brett tonight at that QB spot.
Yes, for sure. When you have quarterback that is an athletic, mobile quarterback, he's going to always want to run. He's going to always want to put the ball on the ground and try to create something for his team. Being a leader, he's a senior. He's ready to lead the Colonel offense. I expect to see Stranad come out just like he did last season, passing, running.
And, of course, Oldham County, last year we talked about the fourth quarter problems. 4 games lost in the fourth quarter. Tonight, Matt Brown and the rest of this coaching staff has already preached to this team. It is not a three-quarter game, all right? You got to go out there. You got to play 48 minutes. And Oldham County going to have to finish, whether it's this game, the next game, or any game this year. That's going to be a key for Oldham County all year.
If they want to improve on that 2-9 record from last year, Mike, I'd have to totally agree with you on that one. Finishing is in any sport, not just football, is the key to success. You get into fourth quarter, you're up 2 touchdowns. You can't let off. You can't let off the pedal.
Oldham County now out there, the captains. That's number 7 is Brett Stranad, the quarterback. 16 is Chris Caudell, a senior running back. 52 is Keith Henry. He'll be on that defense this year, and actually be on the offensive line as well. Number 68, we'll see him a lot on the line. Big Justin Kroger, 6 foot, 245-pounder, has added about 50 pounds to his frame this year, and he is a senior as we get the coin toss there. And it looks like Oldham County has won the toss, and they have deferred. Always like to ask this. What's your thought on winning the coin toss? You win the coin toss on a day when the weather is not a factor. What do you think? Do you take it or you kick it?
If I'm the head coach of Oldham County and I win the toss, I have the chance to take the ball. I'm just going to go and take it. First game of the season, you're at your home field in front of the home crowd. You know what you did to this team last year. You take the ball.
Take the ball. Yeah, and it's interesting because you make a very good argument. Now, me, I'm the exact other way. I'm thinking I got a kicker with a leg and a half who, in the scrimmage against Southern, put every kick in the end zone for a touchback. I'm thinking I kick the ball into the end zone, make Atherton try to dig out against me, get the ball maybe in short field. But, it's interesting. I always like to get the ball to start the second half. I guess that's my thought is get that ball in the second half. But let's see. Oldham County electing to kick it here, so we're going to see the leg of Nurenberger early on. Sean Nurenberger, there's a lot of excitement here at this school. He'll be wearing number 1 tonight, a 6'2", 195-pound junior. And Tyler, for a high school football team to be comfortable, not just able, and maybe with a little luck able to, but comfortable kicking a 50-yard field goal, and that's what Matt Brown's telling me now. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a boot for anybody. You look at the college level, you go to the NFL level, that is a leg and a half.
young man with some German background. You might have guessed that from the name. And the Oldham County fans, the students, have embraced that. We see at least one German flag, the black, red, and gold, over by the fence, the student section, the ozone, as they call it here at Oldham County High School.
Looks like his soccer buddies. I believe he's a soccer player for Oldham County as well.
Yeah, the days of the straight-ahead kicker are pretty much gone by the wayside. You've been listening to the Baptist Health pregame show. Remember, at Baptist Health, feel better. We're ready for kickoff here at Oldham County High School. The Colonels in the blue with the white numbers here. Number 1 will be Sean Nurenberger to kick it off from right to left. Atherton in their gold helmets, burgundy pants, white jerseys with the burgundy numbers here. And we're just seconds away.
I'm excited to see Nurenberger's leg here. If it's what you were telling me, playing up to par, I'm expecting this to go through the uprights.
Well, there's not much of any wind. It's a light cross breeze. It's not going to be really into his face here, so we'll see what he can do. Atherton looks like they got. It looks like back there is going to be number 20. That'll be Dylan Thomas. He's a senior fullback for the Rebels, and he's standing about his 5-yard line. And we're just seconds away from kickoff here. Oldham County versus the Rebels. Nurenberger, right-footed kicker, as you said, a soccer kicker. He's going to approach that ball from the side there. And this one, a line drive. It will hit at the 3-yard line, bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Well, maybe not quite as deep as we expected, but it still gets the purpose achieved, and Atherton will start at their own 20. And, Tyler, they're going to have to start looking right into the face of that sun.
Yeah, that's always a negative when you come out here to Belfield. You always got to, if you're playing going, I guess this would be to the east from where we're our standpoint. Yes, going to the sun is not easy. Yeah,
they'll be facing due west here. The field, for anybody who's never been to Belfield, it is an east-west field. And Atherton comes out here. Quarterback under center is number 12, William Stanky. He's a converted wide receiver. Hands off, running left, and into the line and out over the 20 to about the 22. Goes Atu Mason. Senior running back. He led the Rebels last year in rushing at a little over 500 yards. And a little bit of a short gain over to the left side of the line. Gives them a 2-yard gain. Let's take a look at that Oldham County defense. Let's look at the line here real quick. Well, let's wait for this play. We'll get this play in first. Stanky under center now. Atherton showing a wing T formation. They'll get the man in motion. They'll go to the right side this time. Number 20, Thomas, and he's wrapped up for no gain. Chris Caudill coming up to make the unassisted tackle there right at the line of scrimmage. Let's look at that D-line for Oldham County now. On the line, Justin Kroger, the big man, 6 foot, 245, a senior. Keith Henry at tackle. Mikey Caudill at tackle also. We're missing one there. Luke Collins is the other end, 53, 6'2", 245-pound junior. As we look at 3rd down and 8 for the Rebels. One wide to the left side. They send Mason in motion. Back to throw. Stanky over the middle, and it's nearly picked off. Jacob Taylor went high in the air and got a hand on it, but just could not bring it down at the 40-yard line, and Atherton will go 3 and out on the first possession.
That's always good for a good start for Oldham County defense. Looking into and in the backfield there, getting a tip on the ball, moving into the kicks.
Taylor has some hops. Something you always like to have with that deep safety back there, and he's got some speed, and he's one of the ones that Oldham County would like to see come up with a pick or two this year because he can make some things happen with his feet. He's now back as one of the deep backs on the return here. It'll be a short kick. It's going to hit on the Atherton side of the field, bounces over the 50, and Oldham will let it roll dead there at about the 47.5-yard line. So the Colonel offense ready to take the field. Let's see if we can get the whole lineup in here. We'll get through some of it. We didn't get the whole defense. On that big O-line for Oldham County, we talked about that size. Let's take a look at that line. Justin Kroger, 6 foot, 245. All seniors on the front there. Mikey Caudill at left guard. Aaron Gelnett will be the man over the football, 240-pounder. Keith Henry at right guard. And the light man, Corey Bryant, how did he get in there? Only 220.
Only 220.
Only 220.
It's got to be nice to have just a size upgrade from last year.
From the shotgun, and they'll hand off, running left, and running with some good room is Caudill at the 40. Dances along the sideline, knocked out of bounds near the 35, 36-yard line. And for Oldham County, A quick gain of 17 for Caudell on the very first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, you had Addison Deckard out there and Luke Collins on the outside laying down some nice blocks.
See if we can look at the backs for Oldham County. The Colonels quickly up to the line of scrimmage here. It'll be Stranad, the senior, at quarterback for Oldham County. The fullback lining up right now as fullback is Addison Deckard, number 20. They got Caudell in the slot to the right as the Colonels with 3 wide to the right side. Stranad hands off, straight ahead Deckard, and he's going to go into the end zone almost untouched. And Oldham County, 2 plays, they go 53 yards, and they're in the end zone. Touchdown, OC.
It's just that big line up front, Mike, handing the ball off 2 plays in a row, kind of like last season looking into this game against Atherton. Touchdown.
10-10 to play here in the first period. Addison Deckard with Oldham County's first points of the 2012 season comes on a 36-yard run up the gut there. And Nurnberger on for the PAT. We're going to have to wait for the second possession to introduce the whole lineup.
There we go. I expect this to be a chip shot for the native of Germany.
Colonels last year had some protection problems on kicks. See how they handle that tonight. No real pressure this time, and Nurnberger easily boots it right up the middle and through. Timeout on the field. 7-0. Oldham County on top. Scoreboard doesn't show it yet. There they go. 10-10 to play here in the first period. We'll take a break. We'll be back to Bell Field after this on the Pegasus Sports Network.
Introducing a new baseball training facility in Crestwood. 10th Inning Training Center is now open, offering individual hitting, pitching, and catching lessons. Their instructors know what it takes to get your game to the next level. 10th Inning Training Center also offers facility rentals for team practices. Located on Old Highway 329 in Crestwood, 10th Inning Training Center is the place to go during the fall and winter months. Call Nick today, 645-3586. 10th Inning Training Center, 645-3586.
It didn't take Oldham County long to get on the board. Tyler, a very efficient drive of just 2 plays, 53 yards.
Yeah, 2 runs, both by running back. Oh, still trying to learn all these names.
They had one by Caudell, and then, of course, Deckard with the
Deckard
TD.
With the
yeah. Deckard, a good blocking up front. We talked about the O-line, and, they did establish that line of scrimmage pretty well in that first drive. Nurnberger, a little more air under this one. It's going to go to the goal line, into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. He tried to run it out. Unfortunately, in high school, you can't do that.
You can't do that in high school. I did not know that. Is that a new rule since I graduated back in my 5 years ago?
Yeah, they do not allow that. So it's an automatic. If you're in the end zone, you can't bring it out. So Thomas thought about it, though. He wanted to be the first kid since that rule went in effect to get a 102-yard return there.
It'd be impressive.
Another 20-yard line start for Atherton. Last year, field position, big part of this game. Oldham County's average field position last year was at the 38 of Atherton. Stanky under center, hands off, running right off tackle. I'm going to have to pick up the number after he gets out there. Could you?
Number 20.
It was 20. Okay, so that was Thomas. Dylan Thomas, the fullback. That wing tee, Tyler, it's designed for deception. It's also designed to take advantage of leverage, and this is when you can have some advantages against a bigger, stronger opponent.
Yeah, whenever you're down the low, offensive line to me is one of the key parts of every football game. Your defensive line, if you can control the line, you're going to control the game.
Fake handoff. Well, no, he did have it. Mason did have it. It looked like it was a fake. I'm not sure he had really good control of it, and Mason's going to be swarmed under for a loss back at about the 22-yard line. So, again, Atherton looking at 3rd and long. And, tough for the underdog when you're always facing 3rd and long. It was 3rd and 8 on the first drive. Now they face 3rd and 7. Stanky under center. It's like Lacer, the fullback, and flags fly.
Looks like number 50 jumped off sides for Atherton.
Simon Collier, he is become one of the leaders on this low line, according to Kenneth Walker. Again, 7 returning starters on this offense. The experience is there for Atherton. And, a lot of times, when you really look at it, a lot of times it's that experience that weighs more into how successful you are than speed or strength or any of those other talents.
Yeah, not the...
Back to throw, Stanky in trouble, and he's going to get knocked down back around the 2-yard line. And coming in for Oldham County, it was number 81 for the Colonels. That's Blake Johnson, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, and he gets the first sack of the season for Oldham County.
Yeah, Mike, I'm looking up and down the roster for Oldham County. They got a lot of guys clearing 6 foot. You go to 6'4". Well, not. This is a scary-looking team if you're lining up.
Well, and this is going to be a scary situation for the Rebels now. Back in the back of their end zone now. Not going to have a lot of room to get this off. Jacob Taylor back deep to receive along with Caudell, and the kick barely gets out of there. Oldham County will just let it roll, but they're going to get a great field position at the 31-yard line of Atherton.
Yeah, Atherton kicker, he looks like a younger guy. He's, just, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you something. When you got guys only about 10 yards away from you on a punt situation, I don't care if you're
one situation I've never been in.
Yeah, I don't care if you're a senior or a freshman. That's not a comfortable spot. 1st and 10, Colonels. Let's take a look at the backs for Oldham County now in this offense. We'll try to get some more of our starters in here now as we take a look. Brett Stranad, the quarterback, 6'3", 200-pounder. Chris Caudell will be lining up usually as a fullback, 5'11", 175, senior. And Addison Deckard, who had the touchdown, 6'1", 185-pounder. Taylor right now the lone setback to the left. Stranad, who's back to throw. He's got some pressure. Steps up and tipped away. The ball's loose, and Atherton has it. Atherton will run it into Oldham County territory, and coming up with the ball for the Rebels was number 32, and I apologize, my roster is not in alphabetical order. We'll have it in just a second here. Well, I take it back. I don't have a 32 on here.
I'm looking on mine, and I don't see...
Yeah, I was trying. Unfortunately, the roster that Atherton sent to us was not their correct roster. We pulled the roster off the Kentucky High School Athletic Association website, but those are typically
Did you say
a
number
little
32,
dated.
Mike?
I thought it was 32.
Keyshawn Hayden is what this one's showing.
Okay. We had number 5 for him. So Stanky in good position now with the offense at the 41. Hands off into the line. Oldham County everywhere there. Oh, look at all the blue jerseys.
Looks like we have a old Colonel down right now. Just try to get his number here.
And that might be Johnson. 61. No, 61. I'm sorry. It's 61, not 81.
And
Smith. 61. Are we sure it's 61? Really can't tell here. Loss. Well, they're going to mark him right at the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Rebels as Oldham County with a player down now. I'm wondering whether it might be Blake Johnson, number 81, who's one of the defensive ends for Oldham County. He's in the 2 deep. For the Colonels,
could it be a Scott Blevins? No, offensive lineman.
Well, let's see. He's
64,
getting up here.
68.
It's Justin Kroger.
Justin Kroger. He's a big guy there, 245 pounds, 6 foot.
I tell you,
that's a lot of body going down.
You know what's impressive about Kroger, and what Oldham County fans are very happy to see right now is Justin coming across the field on his own power. But this kid, he's packed on the weight since last year. He's added about 50 pounds, but he still seems to have the speed and the mobility he had last year when he weighed just a little bit under 200. 2nd down and 10. I don't carry my weight nearly as well as he does.
Yeah, I can't get that weight. I'll try.
Stanky into the line and leaning forward for a couple of yards down to the 39. That was number 24 for Atherton, and we'll pick that up here in just a second. I really hate it's Elijah Eisert. Eisert, a junior. And that was his 2nd carry on this drive. But again, 3rd down and long. I don't care whether you're Trinity Might be a little easier for Trinity, but I don't care whether if you're a really good team or a really bad team. Doesn't really matter. 3rd down and 8's tough to convert time after time. Back to throw. Stanky in trouble. Steps ahead. Loses the ball. Oldham County has it. And picking it up for the Colonels is number 54, Corey Bryant, the linebacker. And the Colonels have it 1st and 10.
Yeah, that was number 58 for the Colonels, Jackson Baker, forcing the fumble, getting a hand in there, getting a hand on the ball. Comes out, Colonel ball.
Well, the Colonels even up the turnover battle, and Oldham County will take over at their own 40-yard line, 1st and 10. For Atherton, one of the rules of thumb for any underdog, you got to take advantage of your opportunities, and that was an opportunity for the Rebels there inside the Colonel 40.
Yeah, they didn't see much of the other side of the field in last season's game, and then you take, like we said at the beginning, one of the keys to the game, capitalizing on what they need to capitalize, controlling the ball. Just gave it right back to Oldham County.
Oldham County trying to keep the pace of the game moving here. Quickly to the line, no huddle. Atherton quickly gets to the line, though, on D. Stranad from the shotgun, back to throw, looking deep. He's got Taylor if he can get to it, and then he can't. Taylor was wide open. He was a good 5 yards behind the defender, and that was William Stanky, who also plays defense, and Taylor had him beat, and that would have been a sure 6.
Yeah, I'm looking for his number here. No, number 12 on the field. Looked like he kind of slipped out there, leaving Taylor wide open.
Let's take a look at the Oldham County wideouts. Of course, Taylor that time coming from the backfield. Well, we'll get it in just a second here. 2nd down and 10. Colonels with Besser wide to the right side. Also the tight end, number 81, Johnson, back. And a handoff to Taylor. Taylor sweeping to the right side. He'll have the 1st down and some more inside the 45. Goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line. A gain of 17 and a 1st down, Oldham County.
Yeah, number 11, Jacob Taylor, really showing his athletic ability there with a little shake and bake around the 40-yard line.
Oldham County 3 carries on the ground in this ball game. They've already got 70 yards on the ground. Finish up the introductions of this offense. Let's take a look at the wideouts here for the Colonels. They hope to be keeping these young men busy this year because Stranad does have a nice arm. Chandler Besser returns from last year. Blake Johnson will be at the tight end. Your Z is Elijah Keene, number 19. Tight formation. He's got 3 wide, bunch to the left. Stranad back to throw. Escapes the rush. Steps up ahead. Runs up the middle, and he's pick up about 5 inside the 40 to the 39. Now, you got to like the scramble and the heads-up move there by Stranad, but again, dropping back from the shotgun and a good pressure by Atherton up that middle.
One of the keys of the game, making smart decisions for the Oldham County quarterback. He kept it in, made good decisions, didn't throw it away, throw an interception. Colonel's ball's moving around. Colonels
will send Michael Schindler wide to the right side. They're very high on this young man. Blake Johnson, Caudell, and who else over to the right side? They'll hand off into the line, though, this time. And for Oldham County, the carry that time was going to be by number 35, Dalton Chingman, a senior running back, 5'11", 190-pounder.
Oldham County is really using the running backs. That's 4 this tonight already. We're still just 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Well, this is one of the things you want to do is you want to see in that first game who can move the piles, who can carry the load, and you certainly don't want to be discovering those things when you get to district play.
Yeah, and it's always good to have the seniors, like we said, getting down to it. We want to capitalize in the fourth quarter and finish.
Fake to Chingman, the handoff to Caudell, and Atherton with good pressure. They get it into the backfield, and Caudell will go down for a loss of 1. Oldham County will be looking at 4th down and 3. And one of the things we heard about this Atherton squad was that this was a much more athletic bunch than they've had in a couple of the past few years. And Tyler, I tell you, the last 3 or 4 plays here, I've been very impressed by the pressure up the middle.
Yeah, it seems like Atherton is coming in, blitzing, trying to keep this Oldham County offense a little off guard.
Putting some pressure on those Oldham County guards. Colonel's going to go for it on 4th and 3. They're loading it up on the right side. That's the short side of the field. Stranad in the shotgun. He's got Chingman and Caudell. Fakes it to Caudell. He did hand it off. Caudell into the clear, and Caudell will score. 4th down play, and what a fake by Stranad. I thought he kept it, and so did about half the Rebels. And instead, Chris Caudell rolls in from 38 yards. Oldham County on the board again.
Yeah, he set up the trips wide receivers right, which allowed Oldham County to open up a few holes for the Oldham County running back. There's another touchdown, 13-0 Colonels, excuse me.
Caudell now with 54 yards on just 3 carries there. 38-yarder. Nurnberger on for the kick. It looks like Chandler Besser is the holder, and I don't think he thought he had enough peoples. And then late onto the field for Oldham County comes Elijah Keene. They get him on there now, so they'll be able to run the play. Don't want to take a timeout on an extra point.
No, never.
Nurnberger approaches the ball, kicks it up, and boy, you can tell he's got a leg, can't you?
Oh, yeah, he's just casually going up, little chip shots, little field goals. I'm excited to see him. I'm looking for, if Oldham County could maybe one time not score so quick, we could see a long field goal, Mike.
Yeah, everybody here's waiting to see him try that 50-yarder. Timeout on the field, 4:14 to go here in the first, 14-0. Oldham County on the Pegasus Sports Network.
No one wants to spend the season on the sidelines. Whether you're a high school athlete or a weekend warrior, there's always potential for injury. That's why the sports therapy experts at Baptist Hospital Northeast and Baptist Sports Medicine are standing by to help with injury prevention and treatment. We are also the proud provider of complimentary sports medicine services for all Oldham County high schools. For more information, call 222-3303 or visit baptistnortheast.com.
Accidents happen both on the field and on the roads. Oldham Collision Center is your local choice for professional auto body repair. Close to you in Crestwood on Old Highway 329 next to the Boating Center. Oldham Collision Center combines the best facilities, the best product, and the best service to get your car back on the road where it belongs. If you're in an accident, call Nick first at 241-1124. That's 241-1124. He and the great folks at Oldham Collision Center would like to say good luck to each of the Oldham County teams this fall.
Well, as you just saw there, as we were getting set to come back, a kick, and that's kind of what we were expecting with that first one there, Tyler. Did you see that? He just boomed it into the end zone, and Atherton, third possession, third time starting at their own 20-yard line.
Now, Mike, I played soccer in my day. I played for Oldham County, and I could punt the ball okay, but he's kicking it 60 yards. That's,
It is amazing. I mean, this and we've seen some guys in this area. Shelby County with Curtis Head back in the late 90s. Chet Irvin over at Henry County about 10 years ago. There have been some great kickers through here. There was a kid at South whose name just escapes me. He joined the team and played about a half a season who could kick at 50 yards. But they just don't come along very often. Stanky, the double handoff, and they give it to Mason. Mason out over the 20 to the 24-yard line, a gain of about 4.
Looks like we had Atherton run a reverse on Oldham, trying to trick it up a little bit. Colonel defense was able to wrap it up.
Well, I do love the Delaware wing T offense because it is a great equalizer. It's all about angles. It's all a little bit about deception, and you got to be good at handling the ball because you get a lot of those double handoffs, the little crossbuck action into the line. Defenses have to play this very honest.
Looks like we got Oldham County lined up in a 4 up front. There he is on the line, on the outside.
Stanky, hands off. There's the second handoff, and Oldham County sniffed this one out. You had 4 blue shirts around the guy who got the ball, and Tyler, I don't think you're old enough to remember the movie Brian's Song. Have you ever seen it by chance?
I have not.
Old movie about Brian Piccolo and the old Chicago Bears and Gale Sayer and everything. And in the movie, there's a memorable scene where Brian Piccolo is talking about how the Bears hand off to Gale Sayer, and he goes around the right end and goes 60 yards. Says they go into the huddle, they call the same play, next play, only they give it to me. Says I go around the right end. It's team picture Green Bay Packers. And that was about what the Atherton running back out there, team picture. Back to throw, Stanky in trouble, goes down, and another sack for Oldham County. And this time it was team picture day for the defense on the sack. As getting in there was Luke Collins and Mikey Caudell.
Yeah, this Oldham County defensive line compared to Atherton is just too big. They're getting inside left and right, which is really hurting the quarterback Badger, not giving him any time to find what he needs.
Well, that time he didn't even have a chance to make a decision. He was in trouble before he could even decide what to do. And on 4th and 11, Atherton to punt the ball away. And again, Oldham County nearly gets to it. It'll be a short kick. Colonels will get it on the Rebel side of the field. It'll roll a little bit. Takes an Atherton roll out over the 45 to the 46. But again, Oldham County with good field position at the Atherton 46-yard line.
Yeah, Oldham County, when playing the game with the field position, that is a key to the game for all games, and the Colonel defense is just dominating this line up front. I don't know if Atherton is going to be able to change it around.
Well, if you're Atherton here, what you're focused on is this is still a ball game here. Last year it was a disaster from the start for them. The Rebels found themselves giving up 6 touchdowns the first 6 times Oldham County had the ball. Into the first quarter, this was a 42-0 ball game, and it was pack it up, go home. Right now, if you're Kenneth Walker, what you're telling your team is, hey, it's 14-0. This is still a ball game. Play the game, play by play. 1st and 10, Colonels from the shotgun, Stranad. 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Stranad back to throw. Looking for his tight end. No, he's going to go to Besser on the left side, and Besser covered man-to-man, but just unable to win the jump ball, and the pass will fall incomplete.
Looked like that ball went right through his hands.
Yeah, it kind of did. At least it sure looked like it. Over there on defense for Atherton was Mike King, a senior defensive back, and they were basically just doing the old-fashioned jump ball for it, and neither one able to come up with it. Stranad only threw 2 passes last year. He's 0 for 2 to start the game. And now Oldham County I formation. First time we've seen that tonight. And they'll give it to the tailback. And the tailback's Caudill. He's got room to run at the 30. He may take this one to the house. 10-5 touchdown. Chris Caudill with his second touchdown, but there is a flag down around the 15. This one may come back.
Yeah, once again, Mike, the Oldham County offensive line is just too big for this Rebel team.
Well, Caudill with a 46-yard score, but this one may come off the board, and it is going to be a holding call against Oldham County. And, no coach likes a penalty, period. End of story. But there's nothing worse than a penalty that takes points off that scoreboard. So Caudill, instead of being credited with a 46-yard touchdown, will be credited with a 9-yard gain there. Oldham County will be facing third down, excuse me. Third down and about 1.5 yards.
Looks like the ball's sitting on around the 38-yard line here with 1:40 to go in the first quarter.
Offset eye for the Colonels. And they'll give it off to Taylor. Taylor slips one defender, can't slip the second. He's going to come up short. I'm sorry, that was second down because the penalty erased the down. I'll see where they mark him down. It'll be just a little shy. It'll be 3rd and 1 yard.
Now, Mike, let me ask you, do you think this is the way Oldham County is going to be looking at playing all season, kind of a ground and pound type of team, as we mentioned in the pregame show, a running back heavy type of squad?
Well, I think this offense has the potential to be extremely explosive, but I do think they like the fact that this year, unlike last year, they have the potential to ground and pound behind that line. Deckard into the line, and Deckard met quickly, and I don't think he got it.
Yeah, you had 3 Rebels wrap him up in the backfield there.
It doesn't look, from where the officials are standing, like he's going to have that spot. It'll be no gain. It'll bring up 4th down. And, right now, I think if you're Matt Brown, you just go for this because you got to prove to yourself that you can run behind this line here. You can get a 4th and 1/2 yard.
This will be the 2nd 4th down conversion for Oldham County if they can succeed.
Empty backfield, Stranad on the keeper, and he rides the wave forward. He's still on his feet. Stranad fighting through. Stranad to the 5 and finally drugged down. And I don't know that I've seen too many quarterback keepers go for 31 yards, but that's exactly what we got there.
It seemed like number 68, Justin Kroger, had a great jump there on the snap, got out in front of the Atherton defensive line, which created that hole.
Wow. He just got behind his big center there, Gelnett, and just rode the wave. It was a big blue wave, and Oldham County now 1st and goal at the 5. Besser wide to the left side. I think I can't see who that is to the right. Taylor is the tailback. They'll pitch to him, running left. Good pressure. He knocks down.
Mike, we got a turnover
ball.
here.
Where is it?
Number 1 for Atherton. Picked it up off the pitch.
Oh, wow.
Rebel ball.
Couldn't even see it hardly.
Yeah,
I'm going to blame it on this screen that I'm trying to look through.
Luckily, I have no screen in front of me.
You have no screen in front of you.
I had no screen. It looked like Stranad was coming off to the left side, gave a little pitch to the running back, and it just came off his hands. There was number 1 for Atherton.
And Taylor ends up making the tackle, actually. So it'll be 1st and 10 Atherton at their own 10-yard line. Oldham County leaving the ball on the field again in Atherton territory.
Now, Mike, would that be ruled as a fumble or an interception?
It would be technically a fumble because the ball was pitched backwards. It would have to be thrown forward for it to be a pick. 2.9 seconds left. Final play of the first, and Mason dives forward, hanging on by the shirt tail. Oldham County brings him down. That was Taylor with the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and about 8 for Atherton. When we return at the end of 1, Oldham County on top. They lead 14-0 over the Atherton Rebels, and we'll be back to Belfield after this.
This is David Hively, pastor of Grace and Glory Lutheran Church, with today's 60 Seconds of Grace. In John chapter 6, Jesus and his disciples found themselves faced with the task of feeding more than 5,000 people. When Jesus' disciples looked around for what they could offer the crowd, all that they could find were 5 small loaves of bread and 2 fish. Once everyone had eaten, the leftovers were collected, and there were still 12 baskets full of food. Too often we look at our lives and think that we don't have anything big enough to offer to God. But in the hands of Jesus, even the little bit that we offer can make a huge difference. As always, you're welcome to join us for worship on Sunday mornings at 9:30 on US 42 near the Goshen store. To view a transcript of this message or find out more about Grace and Glory, visit us online at www.graceglory.org.
One quarter in the books. Oldham County leads by 2 touchdowns. They've scored 2 of the 4 times they've had the ball, but Tyler fumbles. A little bit of miscommunication here early, but maybe not a surprise. Your offense typically a little behind the defense at this stage of the year, and Oldham County with a couple of giveaways here early.
Yeah, that's 3 overall so far the game through the first quarter. It's the first game of the year, Mike. The kids got the jitters out there, getting it out. Throughout the season goes, you'll be definitely seeing that improve.
So Atherton will have the ball as we start the second period. Shadows starting to get long here at Oldham County High School. They'll have the sun to their backs now. Stanky will go under center. Has a man in motion. Gives to the second man. Oh, my gosh, he got pulled down from behind. And that was number 20, Thomas, and he was yanked down by Mikey Caudill, who came around the end there. The quarterback didn't have the ball when he got there, so he just pulls the running back down from behind.
That's raw speed out from the outside there, from a big guy as he is.
Yeah, and Caudill is a big guy, 6'2", 275 pounds. Lines up in that tackle spot right now for the Colonels. Stanky in the shotgun now. He's got 2 wide both ways. One back behind him there. Stanky back to throw. He'll get rid of the ball, and incomplete over the head of Thomas. Defending for Oldham County was Jonathan Stocking. And I'll tell you, if he had brought that ball down any more, Stocking had a beautiful break on the ball, and that would have been a pick 6.
The reason he couldn't, though, is because number 81 for Oldham County defensive end, Blake Johnson, got in on the quarterback, forcing him to get rid of it early.
So it'll be 4th down, and once again, Atherton's going to have to get rid of this football here. John Baumgart is the punter, standing 2 yards deep into his own end zone. Oldham County's nearly gotten 2, and this one they very nearly get. It'll come down, taking fair catch, and that's going to have to be a flag, or did he not call it? He may not have called it.
I don't believe he called it, Mike.
Caudill, risky move there, catching the ball in front of the defender like that, but hangs on to it.
Yeah, Elijah King for the Colonels almost got in there and blocked that punt. He looked like he should have had it. Kind of just, as a baseball term, he whiffed.
So the Colonels at the Atherton 35, the last time they drove down to the 5-yard line, only to fumble the ball away. Offense has looked good at times, and other times it's kind of been fits and starts. Elijah Keene wide to the left side. Colonels with 3 wide to the right, including Besser, Johnson, and Taylor. Stranad back to throw, looks right, and throws a pick right into the hands of the defender, William Stanky, quarterback to quarterback, and Oldham County with their 3rd turnover of the game.
Yeah, that's highly unexpected from the quarterback who was leading the Colonels last year. You'd think his experience would show. Going back to the keys of the game, Mike, decisions.
Well, it's early in the year. You know, I've always said you see more upsets those that first game, that first week of the season than any other, because offense, and this is so many sports, I'm sure you could even say the same thing about soccer, Tyler, is about timing. More so than the defense. It's just so important to be perfectly on the time. That's a timed play. And the players all have to be in the exact spots at the right second. That way he doesn't stand there holding the ball. Hand off into the line. Thomas running up ahead. Gets a yard, 2 yards maybe, down to the 37, and brought down by a wave of blue.
Yeah, linebacker Chase Tyndall for him kind of got into the backfield and got hit on him early, but running back for Atherton was able to shake that one off.
Tyndall getting the start tonight because Zach Ball is out with a fractured foot. He'll be out a couple of weeks. Corey Bryant had moved over to the weak side linebacker. Addison Decker, the strong linebacker tonight for Oldham County. But Chase Tyndall with a nice play there. Handoff running left. Mason had a little bit of room, but didn't have a whole lot. He gets over the 45 to about the 46. Deckard coming up from the linebacker spot with the initial hit there, along with Stocking, and it'll bring up 3rd and 4. But Atherton, a little better job on 1st and 2nd down this possession, and now looking at a much more manageable 3rd down.
Getting into the second quarter here, Atherton coaches and staff are able to see maybe what they need to do to run the ball on this Oldham County defense.
1 wide to the right side for the Rebels. Stanky back to throw. Trying to set up the screen. Colonels can't come up with a sack. Stanky's going to try to run it. He's not quite going to get there as he runs it up to the 40, maybe the 43, and brought down. Colonels coming in there to make the stop. First hit by Corey Bryant. And on 4th down, Atherton will punt this one away. Rebels, assuming this isn't a fake, will go 3 and out for the 5th time of their 6 possessions. Their other one ended with a fumble. But again, Oldham County should get decent field position. Chris Caudell and Taylor back for the return. And it'll go to Caudell at the 33. Cuts it up over the 35, brought down as he crosses the 35 to the 37, and that's where OC will start. And this will be the Colonel's worst field position of the night.
Chris Caudill seems to be a player for Oldham County that Matt Brown, the head coach, likes to go to in multiple situations. Obviously, he's back there for punt returns. He's got almost 2 touchdowns tonight. He had 1 called back on him.
Well, you look at a Chris Caudell and the way he moves on the football field. He's a very versatile athlete. He's a solid running back. He can catch the ball. Defensively, he can play in the defensive secondary, or he can play up as a defensive end or even a linebacker. Hand off to the tailback. As Taylor into the open. He's got a blocker. It's a foot race to the end zone. Mason, the only guy, has a chance, and he's not going to catch him. Taylor will score for the Colonels, and Oldham County takes a 20-0 lead after a 63-yard run by Jacob Taylor.
Yeah, Mike, creating that hole open was number 20, Addison Decker, there on the outside. He kind of had a great block. Allowed Jacob Taylor to find the hole, took it to the house.
Oldham County, 3 different players now have scored touchdowns on the ground. Addison Deckard, Chris Caudell, and Jacob Taylor now. Nurnberger on to kick.
Now, compared to last year, Mike, the offensive line, from what you've already seen in this quarter, I mean, is it just a drastic difference of size and the way they're powering over this Atherton squad?
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. Now, they're going to have to watch some of the quick teams. I mean, we've already seen that Atherton has done a really good job of putting pressure up the front using their quickness, and so Oldham's going to have to make some adjustments to that. But certainly this is a team which shows that it can knock people off the ball a little better than they could last year.
Now I'm looking forward to Nurnberger.
21-0, 8:55 to go till halftime. We'll be back after this on the Pegasus Sports Network. Are you getting your money's worth from your auto and homeowner's insurance? Well, why not find out? Before renewing your present policies, contact SNA Insurance in Crestwood. They're friends you can depend on. SNA makes it easy by working with you to identify the insurance services that are right for you and your family, using their access to multiple companies to deliver broad coverage at competitive prices. Call SNA Insurance today at 243-2234. That's 243-2234. And we're back at Bell Field along with Tyler Bloyd and Mike Montgomery. Pegasus Sports Network coverage of the Oldham County Colonels brought to you by KentuckySports.co. And we'll talk a little bit more about some of the ways KentuckySports.co and Pegasus Sports are starting to work together here. And hopefully you like the nice, brilliant pictures. John Hancock up on top of the press box bringing you the pictures tonight. Matt McCarthy, our producer. As Nuremberger kicking into the sun. And this one a line drive, kind of a UFO kick, and it hits almost the back line. It wasn't even a great kick. It was a line drive kick, and he still hit it 9 yards deep into the end zone.
You know, that's just ridiculous to me. Last guy I saw kick this well was, I believe it was back in 2003 for Trinity. I can't remember his name exactly, but he had a boot. I remember Oldham County played the year they had Dante Smith. They had a great team. I just remember the Trinity kicker being able to just put it through the uprights, every time.
And it looks like we're going to have a timeout on the field. The Oldham County defensive coach going to call a quick timeout here. Want to remind everybody that we've got a full slate of football coming your way this year. Tomorrow night, Pegasus Sports will be at Goshen, Kentucky, as North Oldham plays host to Henry County High School. Now, that game's going to be a live audio broadcast, but we will also have a video which will be shown on a delayed basis. You'll be able to see that Saturday morning. Next week, Oldham County fans, of course, a big game here in the county. Oldham County next Friday will travel to Goshen to play those North Oldham Mustangs, and we'll be bringing you that game. It'll be, again, live audio, delayed video. Now, the reason for that is we do stream over the internet, and when you're at a football stadium, that pretty much means you're a little bit at the mercy of cellular phone data service, and Goshen is just not quite strong enough of a signal in that area for us to go video live.
Yeah, it's in a little hole. It's a great facility, great fields, but it's just in a little hole where the technology of 2012 just doesn't work properly.
So we're not quite there yet, but it will be a live audio broadcast, and of course we will have all the pictures for you on a delayed basis. But that'll be coming up next week, Oldham County fans, right here on the Pegasus Sports Network. 9 of the 10 regular season games will be on the Pegasus Sports Network, Oldham County fans. Only game we're not going to do is Fern Creek this year. Stanky brings his team up to the line. Got 2 wide out to the he's in the wing tee. 1 wide out both ways. Stanky, a little option play here. Pitches back, and there just isn't a whole heck of a lot of room there for Elijah Eisert. And he's not quite going to get it to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Mike, running back for Atherton really can't do much when his offensive linemen are just allowing the Oldham County defense just to get right through. It's like they're really not even putting a hand on him to try to block him.
And actually, I take that back. It was number 20. That was Dylan Thomas. And he comes up limping. The officials tried to call an injury timeout, but he popped up real quick. I tell you, that's a future coach. That's a future coach popping up. Save that timeout.
He's smart. Your running backs are always smart.
8:32 to go here till halftime. Coming up at the Office Max halftime report. Tyler and I will look at the numbers, kind of analyze this first half. Oldham County leads this one right now, 21-0. Atherton facing a 2nd and 10. We've got wideouts both ways for the Rebels. Stanky. Little pitch on the option, gets it back to Mason, and he'll stumble forward to about the 22. But it's going to be 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, Atherton's running a lot of reverses, trying to throw off this Oldham County defense, but it's just not working. Maybe they need to look into something else towards the second half. You have 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's 21-0. You got to create some offense.
Well, and I think one of the things, if you're Atherton right now, one of the things you're trying to make Oldham County prove is that Oldham County, hey, we see you're bigger. We see you're bigger. Now let's see if you can move. And I think throughout this first half, they've been trying to test Oldham County's quickness and speed. So far, Oldham County's measured up to it, but they're continuing to try to test the corners, the little misdirections. Wing T, Mason in motion. Back to throw is Stanky. Here comes the pressure. He'll throw it up for grabs. This is a pick waiting to happen, but over the head of the Oldham County defender there. Back there for the Colonels on defense was number 88, Brett Irvin.
Yeah, like you said going before that play, the testing the speed of the Oldham County defense, from what I've seen so far, I mean, Oldham County, they've got some quick ends. They got some guys up front that can actually move with their size, which is always good for the Colonels down the road against, a better talented district that they will be facing.
Atherton still looking for their first down of the ball game, and they'll take a timeout now. 7:14 to play. 4th down and 9. Interesting timeout here, Tyler. You're down 21-0, but you can't think that Atherton's really thinking about going for it here on 4th and 9 on their own 21. Right now this is still a manageable ball game for the Rebels. You give up the ball here almost inside your own red zone, especially with Oldham County with Nuremberger. Unless the Colonels have another giveaway here, which they have had 3. Interesting timeout.
It is interesting, especially since Atherton has only attempted to throw the ball 4, maybe 5 times tonight. They haven't really got downfield, maybe a run here and there, 4 or 5 yards. For them to go for it on a 4th and 9 on Oldham County's 21-yard line, I don't know about that decision.
Tyler, while we got the quick break here, introduce you a little bit. This is your first appearance on the Pegasus Sports Network. No, you went to Oldham County High School. Tell the folks, when did you graduate from here?
A few years ago, 2005, I was a member of the soccer team, golf team, basketball, you name it, I played it, got out there. Now me and Matt and John all took over with the KaiSco broadcasting, and we're joining up with you in Pegasus, and we're excited about that.
Colonels look to get this one in good field position here. Caudell and Taylor both on the Atherton side of the field. It has been tough sledding tonight for John Baumgart, who's had a blue jersey in his face on almost every kick tonight.
Yeah, he's one active guy on the defensive side, which is always good for Oldham County, keeping the intensity up 21-0. You don't want to slack, and like you said, get in the 4th quarter. You got to finish, even if you are, already up that amount.
Well, this will be his 6th punt of the evening. Baumgart waiting for the ball, high snap, takes it. And gets away a line drive. A little better kick. Got some deep distance this time. Taylor will take it on the second hop at his own 33. Up ahead to the 40. Has a little running room here to the 50. Cuts it back to the middle of the field. Inside Atherton territory. Drags a couple of defenders and finally down at the 36-yard line. A 31-yard return, yeah.
He has great field vision. He's out there, you can see his head going left and right, trying to find that open hole, looking for his blockers out in front of him. He's a talented young kid.
Well, I'll tell you, Taylor, I think a lot of people took a look at him last year, said this kid's, got some raw skills. Last year didn't really have a line that could create some holes for him, but yeah, that was impressive. That was an impressive run there, setting up his blocks, picking his way through. 31-yard return, not bad.
I got a Trinity Brentwood score update for everybody listening. 17-16, Trinity, 2nd quarter.
Everybody pretty much, I think, thought this wasn't going to be quite like last year for Trinity.
I totally agree. Talented as they are, they've got the national schedule. It won't be as easy.
Backfield, Colonels. Play action. Stranad rolls to his left. Looking deep downfield. He's got a man open. That's Besser at the 5. And is he in? Touchdown!
Got a great pass there by the quarterback, Stranad. Right over top of his shoulders. Laid it in his basket. Got to get tackled into the end zone. Couldn't ask for a better pass for an Oldham County quarterback. 27-0, Colonels.
Chandler Besser hauls it in from 36 yards out. And with 6:47 to play, Oldham County up by 4 scores. For Stranad, his first completion of the night goes for 6. Nuremberger on for the PAT. Chesser, who just caught the touchdown pass. Holding, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. Oldham County 28-0, Colonels cruising here in the 2nd period. We'll be back.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. And remember, don't drink and drive. It's just not worth it.
But you can do something in between. Baby, you can drive my car.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Back at Oldham County High School, 28-0 Oldham County. Tyler, we got any other scores out there?
Yeah, I'm looking on here on the old Twitter world. It looks like Manual is down 14-0 to Central in the second quarter. Like I said, the Brentwood is turning in a 16-14 game. PRP 28, Fairdale 0.
The Central had really marked that Manual game as a game they wanted to win this year. I think they've lost 5 years in a row. Very close games. And what a kick by Nuremberger. And again, 9 yards deep into the end zone, and nothing for Atherton to do. You know, when you've got a guy like Nuremberger, you know, I just don't think people realize they see a kicker and all they think are extra points and field goals. But being able to completely take away the return game from another team, that's an incredible weapon.
Yeah, Nuremberger. Mike, you got to let me know when he's going to kick it. I missed that one.
So Oldham County up by 4 scores now. Puts the defense on the field. Atherton again at their own 20 to start this. Stanky comes out, sets up his offense. Going to put 2 wide both ways now. 1 back in the backfield with him. Stanky back to throw. Colonels get the late rush, and the pass picked off. That's Caudill. Caudill from the 35 goes down to the 10, the 5, and Caudill in for the touchdown. The Colonel defense puts 6 on the board with 6:36 to play in the half, and Oldham County's defense getting into the action.
God, there's Chris Caudill again, like I brought up earlier. This man is just everywhere on the field. This could be his 3rd touchdown for the Colonels tonight if the one didn't get called back. In my opinion, I'm liking this kid.
Well, you know, he's a utility player. He can just do so many things to help his team. And, you know, right there we talked about the fact that they're going to play him on defense up. They're going to play him down. They're going to play him back. That time dropping back into D. Read the ball perfectly and made a beautiful break on it. Nuremberger's kick is true. Oldham County 35-0. Scoreboard still hasn't been updated yet. There we go. 35-0 Colonels with 6:36 to play. And we'll be back on the Pegasus Sports Network. More coverage coming up here right after these messages.
At Baptist Hospital Northeast, little bundles are a big deal. With spacious rooms with all the comforts of home, a dedicated team of nurses from the time you're ready for labor to the time you go home, and a helpful Baby Steps website to guide you through all the questions before and after baby's arrival, Baptist Northeast is the best experience an expecting family could ever conceive of. For more information or to register online for free maternity classes, visit BaptistNortheast.com or call 222-3627.
And, of course, as always, a big thanks to Baptist Health. They have been a big sponsor for the Pegasus Sports Network all these years, and many thanks to these guys. And, of course, they don't just support the athletic programs out here at Oldham County, South Oldham, and North Oldham High School through Pegasus. The Baptist Hospital Northeast furnishing the trainers at all 3 high schools, and they just do a bang-up job.
We got Nuremberger coming back to kick. As always, got my eyes glued.
Got those two-tone shoes going. Pink on the right, neon yellow on the left there. You know, it's funny. You see this more and more among all the different sports. It's kind of the big thing among the students nowadays. It's the pink shoe that drives this one deep into the end zone and shoot a couple of feet up, and he had a field goal out of that.
Now, Mike, I don't know if you know much about the other kickers around the state, but he has to be one of the tops, if not the best kicker out there.
Well, it's kind of hard to say. Truthfully, you read the newspaper accounts and everything about teams from across the state. And the guys that get the ink are the running backs, the quarterbacks, those kinds of guys. Occasionally a wide receiver like a Devontae Parker who played at Ballard a couple of years ago. It just doesn't tend to be the kickers. But I tell you something. He's certainly got the potential to be one of the tops in the state this year, and he's also just a junior.
Impressive.
Wing T formation. Atherton hand off to the fullback and right into the line. Nothing there. The Colonels collapsing the line right up front and making the stop there for OC. Jackson Baker, 6'4", 265-pound senior. Colonels are doing a pretty good job of mixing up on that line. They're going into the depth chart now. Lots of different players getting some plays out there. Right now up on the front besides Baker, also number 78, Jeffrey Mikan up there. They got Johnson up on the line along with number 64, Scott Blevins. And again, the handoff goes to number 21 this time.
Looked like number 24, Mike.
Oh, is it 24? It is. You're right. Elijah Eisert. And he's going to be wrapped up before he even gets to the line, so it'll be 3rd and 11.
How many rushing yards do you have generally for the Atherton offense?
Well,
Couldn't be much.
I haven't been keeping the stats on all their rushes, but, again, this is a team that's still looking for its first down. And they do not have a passing yard yet. 3rd and 11. Man in motion. Colonels come off sides, and Atherton draws a quick 5 yards. Just the second penalty of the ball game. Oldham County guilty of both of them.
Looked like we had 2 of the defensive ends both jump on sides at the same exact time.
Well, not a bad play. That was a heady play there by Stanky. Stanky, this is a growing game for him too. He is a senior, but he's been a wide receiver, and so a very different mentality now. Brings that wide receiver athleticism to the position, and we've already seen that a couple of times tonight. But that was a heady play there. Makes it 3rd down and 6. A lot more manageable now for the Rebels. They'd like to get something here going before halftime. Don't like that big goose egg up on the field.
You never do.
Mason in motion. Stanky straight drop. Looks back over on the left side. Mason has it and dives out to the 30, and I think that'll be a 1st down.
It looked like we had a little reverse there to the option. I already lost train of my thought.
That will be a 1st down for Atherton. 1st and 10 out at their own 31-yard line. Actually, for a second there, I thought he'd overthrown the guy he was trying to throw it to, but it was a nice pass to Mason. His only problem, he almost went down to a knee to catch it, but was able to stay upright and then lunges forward for the 1st down. So the Rebels move the chains with 4:50 to go here.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that initial pass was to Jawan Jones. It went over his head, but it worked out.
Mason is the offset back to the right. Eisert is the fullback. Double handoff into the line. Oldham County can't quite come up with the tackle, and Atherton's going to pick up about 12 here on this one, and that was Jawan Baker.
Jawan Jones.
Jawan Jones. He's a junior wing back, also plays defensive back. Nice play there, and a lot of that was individual effort, really have to. You love the leg drive.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's a heavy back, pounding the ground. And first down was that for the Atherton?
That was actually the second. The first one was the one that Mason got about over the 40, about the 42.5, and another handoff, and Jones gives it off to Mason, who slips and falls, and touchdown at the 41-yard line. So it'll be a loss of a couple. 2nd down and 12.
A whole lot of inside reverses going on for Atherton.
Well, that's the old bread and butter on that wing T, the old crossbuck, the little double handoff.
Kind of a triple option type of play.
Yeah, and it's tough. And like I said earlier, if the defense doesn't play honest and play responsibility defense, you can really get caught with your pants down. 3:35. Atherton may need to pick up the pace here if they want to get in the end zone. Handoff to Eisert. Eisert lunges ahead, passes the line of scrimmage, and picks it up 3 maybe. But it's still going to be 3rd down and 9.
Atherton's looking to put something together here going into the locker room. Grounding and pounding, wasting the clock, trying not to get Oldham County to get more points on the board, which is good. Coaches are trying to play smart. Hopefully a lot of it more in the second half for the Rebels.
Well, Rebels do have all their timeouts. And with 3:04 to play, you probably like to see a little more urgency on the part of the team here if you're a Rebel fan. But still plenty of time. Stanky brings him up in a tight formation. Now he'll send one wide out to the left side. They'll send Jones in motion. Oldham County nearly jumped again, but they stay on their side. Stanky is going to call timeout.
Smart decision there.
So timeout on the field. Rebels with 2:42 showing here in the first half. Oldham County up 35-0. The Rebels, at what point do you open it up here a little bit, Tyler? They're staying very tight, very close to the vest here so far. They've been staying within the game plan that they've played the entire game. But you look at the clock right now, you got, 2 timeouts left here for Atherton. At what point do you have to start opening this up just a little bit?
If I was the coach of Atherton, in my opinion, I think they're going to try to get to the locker room with the score 35-0. If they do squeak out a touchdown or maybe a field goal, that's a win for them. With 2:40 on the clock, it seems like they're going to continue to ground this out. Like I said, then it's coming to the second half. Maybe look at opening things up, trying to get the offense flowing to get back into this game.
Well, one of the guys who has not seen a whole lot come his way has been one of the wideouts for this Rebel squad here tonight, Sam Tetman, who is a junior wide receiver. Hasn't really seen a whole lot come his way tonight. He's lined up in the slot to the right side. Jones wide to the left. And Stanky in the shotgun now. He's got Isert standing to his left.
You would think with all the runs that Atherton has pulled out, they'd be able to open up maybe some of the passing.
There's only 10 on the field. Here we go. And that's Tetman running back onto the field for the Rebels, and he will go to the near side, so they show twins both ways. Stanky back to throw. Rolls to his right, throws, and it's caught. Caught on the far sideline.
By number 81 of the Rebels.
Yeah, I was just trying to say, I couldn't quite make that number out, but it is 81. And again, we're checking our roster here. You sure it was 81?
It sure seemed like 81. Nick Willard? Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
Nick
good.
Willard, I got it right here. Wide receiver, 5'10", 170.
First down and 10 now at the 41-yard line of Oldham County. Atherton has strung together 3 straight first downs on this drive. Clock stopped with 2:35. Stanky and squad trying to put some points on the board here before they go to halftime. Again, a late arriving player on the field gets his team set. Man in motion, that's Mason. They'll give it to the fullback instead, and Isert is wrestled down immediately. Getting in there to make the stop for the Colonels, Dalton Chingman, who plays linebacker on defense. Another one of those seniors. A bunch of seniors on this squad for OC this year. And, you want to make hay when you got a bunch of seniors, 19 or 20 of them on this squad this year.
A lot of returners, like we said. 16 guys returning with a senior-laden team. That's always good for the Colonels. Got a nice crowd out here tonight, Mike.
Yeah, well, it's the weather fantastic. Normally this first game of the year, we're talking about temperatures, if we're lucky, in the high 80s. Well, most of the time it's in the 90s for that first week of the season. Mm-hmm. Temperature only around 80 degrees at game time. Tight formation from the wing tee. They'll give it to Jones running to the right. Jones being tracked down, steps through one defender, and then is wrestled down at the 35-yard line. Brought down, I believe it was Jacob Gary. And it was. Jacob Gary with the tackle for the Colonels. Gary, a junior linebacker. Rebels move it down to the 35. It'll be 3rd and short, maybe 3.5.
It's always good momentum for, Atherton going into the locker room with about 1:15 left in his first quarter to put a little bit of offense on the field.
Yeah, even if they don't score right now, if you're Kenneth Walker, you got to like the execution right now. In motion, Jones. They'll give it to him. Hands it off to Mason going the other way. And Mason again slipping and falling as the contact comes and goes down. It'll be a loss, and a quick timeout now is called on 4th down. Rebels taking their second timeout. No, Oldham County taking the timeout. So the Colonels with a timeout. 4th down for the Rebels here. 59.2 seconds left here in the first half. It's been all Oldham County, but it has not exactly been a picture-perfect execution game for the Colonels tonight.
3 turnovers.
3 turnovers tonight. Wow.
Some score updates for everybody out there. We got some Lex Cath 15-7 over Bell County. Boyle County 24 over Highlands 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the score?
24-15. Boyle County is up on Highlands at halftime. Again, PRP is putting it on to Fairdale right now. I believe it's 44-0. Brentwood Academy is up on Trinity 24-17. Just score updates around the region.
Well, Brentwood Academy, of course, everybody knows Trinity had that great run last year. That whipping they put on Brentwood Academy wasn't just a bad whipping. It was the worst loss in Brentwood Academy school history.
Yeah, I remember that game. That team last year, did you get to catch Trinity at all last year?
Just a little bit on TV when they played Axe.
I saw one game. They were tough.
It was kind of lightning in a bottle, even for a school with the rich heritage that Trinity has. Mm-hmm. 4th down now. Rebels with the ball. Atherton trying to keep this drive alive. Throws over the middle, and it's caught, and that'll be a first down. Did he hang on? Yes.
Looks like he did.
Tackled immediately by Michael Schindler, but the chains move, and Atherton, ironically now,
moving the ball.
Well, it's not. Ironically, they've got more first downs than Oldham County, but right now trailing on the scoreboard by 35.
That was number 4, Sam Tedman, on the receiving end of that play.
First down and 10 from the 27-yard line. Mason in motion, gets the handoff, hands it back off to Jones, into the middle of the line, spins forward inside the 25, and wrapped up and down at the 22-yard line, and the clock is stopped. It'll be Atherton with their second timeout. 25 seconds left. The Rebels in striking distance now, and they've stayed true to their guns on this one. Oldham County has struggled to throw the knockout punch. They've gotten them into third down situations, but been unable to close the door.
Yeah, to me, at 2 Mason, I'm not for sure if that is a set play where he must hand it off, or is it if he has the option of keeping it. If he would have kept that ball, he had wide open outside.
Well, again, going back to its first game of the year, mm-hmm. and you get your typical high school football player, and they're concentrating on what typically should happen next. Mm-hmm. And it's really not until later in the year, I think, that you start seeing the guys looking for other options as they're doing what they're doing. That's a tough thing for a high school athlete to do. And typically on a little cross-buck play like that, the next thing you do is you hand it to the other guy coming the other way.
Especially when you've been doing it all night, it's hard to keep it in your own hands.
2nd down 4. Ball just outside the 20 of Oldham County. 25.4 showing on the scoreboard here. Stanky under center. Back to throw. He's in trouble. Rolls away from the defense. Has time to throw. Throws downfield. Nearly picked off. And Michael Schindler had a shot at that one at the 2-yard line, but it falls incomplete. Stopping the clock. 19.5 seconds left. It'll be 3rd down.
3rd and 5 here, Mike. What do you think Atherton's going to do? Are you going to go for an end zone again, or are you going to kind of let the clock run out?
Well, it's a 4-play situation here, so they're definitely thinking 2 plays here. You can still, with 19.5, you might be able to squeeze 4 plays off here. But I think you're looking at least first down here. The problem for Atherton is they really haven't been able to take advantage of Stanky's legs tonight. Back to throw, has time this time, good protection, and the pass nearly picked off again. Oldham County nearly coming up with the pick. This time it was number 35, Dalton Chingman, who had the ball just pop out of his hands.
Yeah, that was a great coming across the center there. He got his hands, active hands is what I like to see on the defensive end.
Now it's you've got to get a first down if you're Atherton. 13.7 seconds left after the incompletion. Now you're looking at, you can't count on any more than 2 plays. You might be able to squeeze a third one in, depending upon what you play.
2 timeouts, though, right?
Well, they got 1 left.
One left.
4th down. Obviously, you got to get about 4 yards here. Back to throw. Stanky has time, throwing for the end zone. He's going for it all. It's over the head of Mason, and Oldham County. Whoops, we got a flag down. Flag down at the 25-yard line. But if this is against the Rebels, this drive will come to an end. Rebels have not been flagged tonight, but they will now. It'll be a holding call against Atherton. Oldham County will decline that, and the Colonels will take over the ball at their own 22.
Yeah, Stanky is now 3 for 10, it looks like, on passing. It's Old County defense, though. They're just active. I really like them up front, very strong, very physical. And I like the way the coaches have been putting pressure on Atherton, even if the score is 35-0, not letting up, finishing.
Well, yeah, and I think if you're Kenneth Walker, you can take this last drive and build on it. Oldham County does bring their starting offense out on the field, and Stranad in the shotgun here, 7.6 to play, but probably just going to hand this one off. Yeah, he's going to go back and throw. Looking downfield. Tucks and chucks it deep downfield and incomplete as we come to the end of the first half. Oldham County with 21 second and quarter points and still pitching a shutout. It's Oldham County 35, Atherton nothing. We've come to half. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Time for the Office Max halftime report, and we'll be back on the Pegasus Sports Network. Don't go away. We'll be back with a look at the numbers and the first half right after this. At Office Max, your success is our business. Whether you're looking for a printer, office furniture, software, laptops, or simple office supplies, Office Max has it all in one convenient location at prices you can afford. Check out the Office Max Impress Business Center, where no job is too small or too large. They can help you with simple laminating or business cards, or help you put together that award-winning business presentation with their digital color printing, copying, and binding services. That's Office Max. Open till 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday till 6 p.m. on Sundays. Office Max. Work with us.
Hi, my name is Kevin, and I am a senior at Oldham County High School. The Oldham County Athletic Boosters are proud to once again sponsor high school sports on the Pegasus Sports Network. And now is a great time for you to get involved with Colonel Athletics. Contact Oldham County Athletic Director Kevin Combs at 222-9461 for more information about how you can become part of the Colonel's success through Oldham County High School Athletic Booster Club. The Oldham County Booster Club, wishing the Colonels and Lady Colonels the very best.
A proud sponsor of the Pegasus Sports Network is Mountjoy Chilton Medley Certified Public Accountants, the largest locally based accounting firm in Kentucky and southern Indiana, offering a full range of accounting, audit, tax planning, and advisory services for businesses and individuals. Employing nearly 120 CPAs, Mountjoy Chilton Medley provides highly specialized services that can help you achieve your personal and business goals. For a complete list of services and more, on the web at mcpa.com, Mountjoy Chilton and Medley, 502-749-1900.
A wise man once said, "The secret to happiness is comfortable shoes." Well, I don't know about that, but I do know one thing. I'm a happy man when my feet are feeling good. And that's the idea behind Happy Feet, the world's most comfortable slippers. It's like walking on pillows. Owned and operated right here in Kentucky, Happy Feet has the coolest, the warmest, the most comfortable slippers around. College basketball fans will love the UK and U of L slippers. They look just like sneakers. Animal lovers will adore Animal Feet, a line of cushy slippers that look like every animal you can think of. There's even a dinosaur for the kids. Check them all out now at www.buyhappyfeet.com. That's www.buyhappyfeet.com and give the gift of Happy Feet. Happy Feet. It's like walking on pillows.
At Taylor Orthodontics, we believe everyone deserves a smile, a healthy, beautiful smile. Dr. Trevor Taylor and his staff are committed to serving you in a fun-loving, comfortable environment, and they'll use the latest in orthodontic treatments and technology so you can get better results with fewer visits. Don't hide your smile another day. Today's braces are smaller and more comfortable than ever before. Find out how Taylor Orthodontics can help you. Call today at 241-1515 or 228-2122. Taylor Orthodontics, a proud sponsor of the Pegasus Sports Network.
Well, it's a happy Oldham County crowd here at Belfield in Buckner, Kentucky, 35-0. You see the score there at the half. Oldham County on top. It hasn't been always quite as easy as that score might indicate, but still, considering this is your very first half of the season, not a bad first half for the Colonels.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, Colonels have 3 turnovers. They have an interception. They got 2 fumbles. Atherton could be capitalized on these. They just haven't. It could be a lot closer game than this. Like you said, going into the locker room, they do have a little bit of momentum to build off of with that, 4 or 5 first downs on that last drive. It's good to get a little momentum. Oldham County does get to come out. Going back to what we talked about at the beginning of the game, the kickoff, Oldham County does get the ball, trying to increase this lead.
And the Colonels, it's kind of one of those statistical anomalies. Oldham County with 3 first downs, Atherton with 4. Got them all on that last drive, come up just a little bit short. Let me ask you about that last drive for Atherton, Tyler. Obviously, they would have liked to have had points, but how big of a negative is it that they did come up empty, especially after driving the length of the field?
To be honest with you, in my opinion, when you're down 35-0 and you haven't moved the ball all first half, and then you do get that, you come up scoreless, it's still a moral victory for the guys. I mean, these kids are 17, 16 years old. To go up and down the field like that against a powerful defense, a very strong defense, it's good for them. Good coming into the second half, definitely.
Well, you go into the halftime locker room if you're the Rebels, and I'm gonna put you in the role of Kenneth Walker right now. What's your message that you're telling your team right now?
I've always been known as the coach, guys come to me trying to get the good stuff. No. If I was in the locker room, I was just telling the team, guys, you guys got to play your game. Go out there and continue our game plan. Continue what we wanted to do, regardless of what happens. I mean, play it a 0-0 from here. Look, if you come out, chances are you are going to take the L. But if you can come back, put a few points on the board, control this Oldham County offense, it's a moral victory going into week 2.
Oldham County, on the other hand, Matt Brown has to be feeling kind of warm, cold here in the halftime locker room. Certainly you don't like those ugly turnovers. The interception, 2 fumbles lost. You left some things on the field. You had a touchdown called back because of a holding penalty that wiped out a big run by Chris Caudell. You fumbled the ball away inside your opponent's 10-yard line. On the other hand, you've had a team which has shown some big play abilities in all aspects of the game. Some long touchdowns. Deckard scoring from 36, Caudell from 38, Taylor from 63, Besser with the long pass reception from 36, and then Chris Caudell, a defensive score, 35-yard interception return. You got to love the lightning in a bottle that Oldham County has shown.
Yeah, for sure. When you got guys, 2 or 3, even maybe 4 guys that can go out there and be a playmaker for you, getting in throughout the season, if you need a crucial point, you need to go another 20 yards. You've got the guys to do that, and that's good for Matt Brown and the staff to see. This is for the second half for Oldham County. I'd like to see them come out and see what they can do, see what they can mess around with a little bit.
254 yards of total offense for the Colonels in the first half. 218 of it on the ground. Let's look at the scoring for the Colonels. They got on the board early on their first possession. Addison Deckard, a 36-yard run on the first possession of the game on just a second offensive play for the Colonels. Scores with 10:10 to play. Sean Nurenberger with the first of his 5 extra points made it 7-0. Oldham County 6 minutes later on the board again. Chris Caudell, a 38-yard run, and it was 14-0 at the end of 1. Jacob Taylor got into the scoring act midway through the second. 8:55 to play till halftime. 63 yards the first play on that drive. He goes all the way for the touchdown for a 21-0 lead. And then the offense tacked on one more score before the half. Chandler Besser caught a 36-yard pass from Stannard. You called it. One of the prettiest passes you're going to see in a ball game, and Oldham County up 28-0. And then the defense with the little insurance score there before halftime, 6:36 to play. Chris Caudell, his second score of the night. This one coming on a 35-yard interception return, and Oldham County up 35-0. Jacob Taylor with 81 yards on 3 carries, leading the Colonels on the ground. Brett Stranad 1 for 1 through the air with 1 pick and a touchdown, and Chandler Besser had the lone Oldham County pass reception, which went for 36 yards. So the Colonels with 254 yards, despite only having 3 first downs.
Yeah, the Colonels are coming out the big-time plays like we just mentioned. That's what's been the difference between this game. The turnovers haven't affected Oldham County, which they do need to. First game of the season, they're going to come. They're going to be there down the road. Those will come back and hurt you against a more talented type of program.
Well, yeah, and of course, again, it's the first game of the season. One of the things that you always expect is that the offense just isn't going to be quite as precise as you would like to see them.
Yeah, but
that's just the way it is. These guys have to get the timing. Well, one of the things people don't talk about a whole lot, we've talked a lot about the O-line tonight, but it's not just the timing between the quarterback, the running backs, and the wide receivers. It's also the coordination on the line, because the timing of the offensive lineman critical to every offensive snap.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was one of our keys to the game, if you're looking back, and it established the line. But these guys, to me, are some of the most important guys on the field. The running back can't score a touchdown without a hole. The quarterback can't get a pass off without these guys blocking for him. So you got to give the offensive line a lot of credit, as you got to give the defensive line for Oldham County good credit. They're getting inside of the quarterbacks of Atherton. They're putting a lot of pressure on them, forcing Atherton to go 3 and out a lot.
Now let's take a look at those keys. Great Oldham County out here. Line of scrimmage, off running wise, I think you got to grade them as an A+. But pass protection, we've seen some weaknesses here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Decision making, how do you grade out Stranad in the first half?
It's hard to tell, considering he's only thrown the ball. It looks to be about 4 times. It's hard to say. He's handed the ball off in the right places, but I mean that's coaching calls. I'd like to see the interceptions toned down. Fumble, I believe he had 1, if I'm correct. Stranad, I'll give him a B.
Give him a solid B.
Give him a B.
Of course, the finish we don't know about yet, because we haven't reached the finish yet. Let's take a look at those keys that we were looking at for Atherton prior to the contest. Play keep away. Not been able to do that tonight. Too many 3 and outs for the Rebels. They had the ball 9 times in the first half, and 6 of those ended 3 and out. 2 of them on turnovers.
Yeah, you're looking at pressure in the QB. I'm not for sure if I'm correct. Atherton has 0 sacks. They've rushed Stranad a few times where to get him, but he's so athletic and mobile. He's getting outside of these inside linebackers, getting into the sack, and then minimizing the mistakes. They do only have 1 turnover, but it hasn't really turned into anything on the offensive side.
Yeah, well, they did have the interception return for a scores, and then they had the fumble.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of it the other way around.
The other way around. Okay, yeah. Both teams have achieved something here in the first half. A lot of it. This is not a district game for Atherton. It's not a district game for Oldham. One of the things that Atherton, they probably aren't talking about it right now, but after the game, especially if they fare better in the second half, Kenneth Walker definitely going to be talking about. Remember, this is a 4A team playing a 6A team. Now, That doesn't always mean a lot, but by and large, your average 4A team is going to be an underdog on any given night to your average 6A team. So, Atherton came in here the underdog. They can still take a lot out of this with a solid second half.
Yeah, for sure. Just keep it in the kids' heads that, look, you come out, play your game, come in next week, start it all over again, get yourself, get moving along. Yes, this isn't the most talented Atherton team that you could see out there, but they are 4A. There's other teams out there that they can compete with. It's just Oldham County is just a little too big for them.
And just for Atherton fans, let you know the Rebels will be on the road next week at Kentucky Country Day in your second game. Oldham County, of course, going to be playing North Oldham next week. Quick look ahead here before we take a quick break before the second half. Boy, that one, that the Colonel fans have had redlined on the schedule since last year. Last year, the team's meeting for the first time in school history. Oldham County up 2017 going into that fourth quarter. Could not hold on to the lead. Ended up losing here at home. Had 3 giveaways inside the North Oldham 10-yard line.
Yeah, I was actually here in attendance in that game. I was doing the broadcast for you that day, and the crowd was it was amazing. The game was amazing, but one of your keys looking into tonight's game is the finish. The Colonels didn't come out and finish. They gave I won't say they gave up. They gave up a few turnovers. It hurt them. It came back and lost them. It's definitely, like you said, it's highlighted on the schedule for this year.
Oh, you bet it is. And, of course, any game between county schools is always going to have some big connotations, even if it doesn't mean a whole lot in terms of district play. We're about 3 minutes away from the second half. There's your score, 35-0. Oldham County leads it here in Buckner. We're going to be back right after this. You've been listening to the Look at the Halftime Numbers, brought to you by Office Max and your local Office Max Impress Business Center. At Office Max, your success is our business. At Office Max, your success is our business. Whether you're looking for a printer, office furniture, software, laptops, or simple office supplies. Office Max has it all in one convenient location at prices you can afford. Check out the Office Max Impress Business Center, where no job is too small or too large. They can help you with simple laminating or business cards, or help you put together that award-winning business presentation with their digital color printing, copying, and binding services. That's Office Max. Open till 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday, till 6 p.m. on Sundays. Office Max. Work with us.
Are you looking for a primary care physician or specialist? Baptist Hospital Northeast Physician Referral Service can help you find a physician close to you. Call 222-3627 or visit the online physician search at baptistnortheast.com.
Introducing a new baseball training facility in Crestwood. 10th Inning Training Center is now open, offering individual hitting, pitching, and catching lessons. Their instructors know what it takes to get your game to the next level. 10th Inning Training Center also offers facility rentals for team practices. Located on Old Highway 329 in Crestwood, 10th Inning Training Center is the place to go during the fall and winter months. Call Nick today, 645-3586. 10th Inning Training Center, 645-3586.
A proud sponsor of the Pegasus Sports Network is Mountjoy Chilton Medley Certified Public Accountants, the largest locally based accounting firm in Kentucky and southern Indiana, offering a full range of accounting, audit, tax planning, and advisory services for businesses and individuals. Employing nearly 120 CPAs, Mountjoy Chilton Medley provides highly specialized services that can help you achieve your personal and business goals. For a complete list of services and more, on the web at mcpa.com. Mountjoy Chilton and Medley, 502-749-1900.
With great hopes, S&A Insurance set out in 1999 with one simple goal: to provide personalized insurance protection and superior claim service to the families and businesses of Oldham and the surrounding counties. And as the county expanded, S&A Insurance helped homeowners and local businesses build futures on solid foundations. S&A Insurance in Crestwood, consistent, strong, and stable, and always part of the family. And we are back at Belfield in Buckner, Kentucky, as the two teams back out on the field. We got any score updates here, Tyler?
Yeah, I think I got a few for you out there. Just refreshing here. Trinity's over Brentwood Academy at halftime, 24-23. They made a little comeback there. Looks like Boyle County 24, Highlands 15 at halftime. That kind of a surprise to both of us. Central 14 over Manual halftime. And getting down here, PRP is just putting it on Fairdale, 44-0. It looks like in the second quarter, maybe halftime. So some scores around the area. I'm sure as the night goes on, we'll get some more.
All right. When we come back, they've actually put a couple more minutes back up on the scoreboard. You know, it's kind of funny. They you go to these football games, and the clock runs down at halftime, and they stop it, usually around 1 second, and then they put the clock back, the 2.5 minutes back up there. It's got to where it used to be, where for whatever reason the teams were a little late getting out of the locker room, or maybe there was a halftime presentation or whatever. They would throw up a couple of minutes extra for the teams to get limber. It's almost become automatic anymore. It's almost to the point now of just put the 2.5 up there to begin with.
Yeah, I guess it's just so much more things every year. Something else is added on. Guys like us are up here in the booth. Maybe they're just giving us some more time on it.
That's it. That's it. Oldham County with that 35-0 lead here at the half. 5 different running backs carrying the ball in that first half of the Colonels. Addison Deckard had 36 yards on just 2 carries. Chris Caudell, 62 yards on 4 carries. He got the most carries in the first half. Brett Stranad had 37 yards on 2 carries, and Dalton Chingman 2 yards on 1 carry. Boy, how about that quarterback sneak that Stranad ran? And it's probably the most probably the worst disguised sneak you're going to see, because they ran the play with an empty backfield, so there was pretty much on 4th down and about half a yard, everybody in the stand the players on the sidelines, the trainers, the cheerleaders, the mascots, everybody pretty much knew that was going to be a quarterback keeper, and he ends up riding that big wave downfield, a big blue wave of linemen for 31 yards.
Yeah, it seemed like, I believe it was, if I'm correct, Mike Caudill, might have been Justin Kroger, one of the two were out in front just leading the way. He bowled over the defensive lineman of Atherton, made that hole, and it was all house from there.
Colonels apparently on their way to a win here, unless they have a big collapse in the second half. And if you're Coach Matt Brown, you're talking about getting the season off to a good start, starting off on the right foot. One of the things that you got to be very happy about, because Oldham has had some problems in this regard the last 2 years. So far, no injuries, knock on wood. Everybody has, Justin Kroger stayed down after that one play, but got up under his own power, and he has not missed a play to my knowledge.
Yeah, there's been no injuries on either side of the ball, which is good. Atherton being a smaller smaller team than Oldham County, they would definitely hurt them. Oldham County's got a little bit more depth, but keeping your guys healthy is always good for the season. I remember last year, Oldham did suffer some major setbacks.
And let's see, do we have, can John hear us up there? Matt? No, he can't hear us. Okay, I was going to say we get a little picture on the sideline. Guy who was up here in the booth for Pegasus for many, many years, now on the sidelines for Oldham County. Of course, he was a long-time coach with Oldham County and just couldn't stay off the sidelines. Tom Hawkins back out there for the Colonels. He is actually co-coaching the freshmen, and he is back on the sidelines as an assistant coach with the varsity as well. And of course, I miss having Tom up here. We had a lot of fun up here in the broadcast booth, but I think his love is to be on that sideline coaching the team.
See, what I don't like about it is I have to fill his shoes, and it's not easy.
All right, we're about ready to start the second half. As you pointed out, Tyler, Oldham County's going to get the ball first to start the second half. And looks like we're going to have Besser and Jacob Taylor back deep for the Colonels.
Looks like we got Chris Caudill back there, 16.
Is it Chris Caudill? Yeah, you're right. It's 16, not 10.
The reason I know that's my lucky number, and he's just been so active on the field on offense and defense.
I tell you, your lucky number is worn well on him tonight. It's great when you've got a player like that. They don't even have to be the most talented player on the team. It's just the sheer versatility. And we've already seen him, like you said, 3 touchdowns tonight. One of them did get called back. Reminds me of some other players we've seen over the years wear an Oldham County uniform. And now getting ready to kick this one off for Atherton. John Baumgart has the ball at the 40. Right-footed kicker, soccer style like Nuremberger. Kicks it over in. Taylor will take it at the 13. Straight ahead. Takes it up over the 35. Spins ahead to the 40. Still on his feet and lunges ahead. He's still on his feet. He's in the clear. 40-yard line. Jacob Taylor is going to take this one to the house. And all the way 87 yards on the kickoff return. And Tyler, how did he get out of that pile?
I have no idea. It looks like the Atherton, the guys had him wrapped up. And then he's just gone. Looks like Mike won this battle of who should have the ball at halftime.
Wow. Jacob Taylor, 87 yards, his second score of the night. And
so now we have touchdowns for Oldham County on the offense, on the defensive end, special teams. Well-rounded program Matt Brown's got running this year.
Well, certainly tonight they've all clicked a little bit. Nuremberger on now to try his 6th extra point of the ball game. Colonels took 16 seconds to run that one back, and Taylor appeared at about the 40-yard line of Oldham County. He appeared to be bunched up with the coverage team. Somehow found an opening, and Nuremberger splits the uprights. And the Colonels lead this one 42-0 here in Buckner. We'll take a timeout. It's all Old C in Game 1 of the 2012 football season. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, my name is Kevin, and I am a senior at Oldham County High School. The Oldham County Athletic Boosters are proud to once again sponsor high school sports on the Pegasus Sports Network. And now is a great time for you to get involved with Colonel Athletics. Contact Oldham County Athletic Director Kevin Combs at 222-9461 for more information about how you can become part of the Colonel's success through Oldham County High School Athletic Booster Club. The Oldham County Booster Club, wishing the Colonels and Lady Colonels the very best.
Well, the Colonels continue to strike from long distance here tonight. 6 touchdowns, and the shortest one came from 35 yards out. That was a defensive score by Chris Caudell. Jacob Taylor now with the longest score of the night, an 87-yard kickoff return to start the second half.
That was quick, Mike, 16 seconds.
Nurnberger's going to kick off. He's put them all in the end zone, and this one is going to be no different. And again, he almost puts it out of the end zone, about 9 yards deep. Boy, I think I know what's going to be the easiest job on this Oldham County team this year, kick coverage.
Yeah, if you're on the special teams unit, you really don't have to worry about much. You just get out there, stand in your position, don't go offsides on the kick, and you're fine.
Well, he's been automatic tonight. So Oldham County gets a quick score. Now Atherton starting on their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Stanky. Stanky has been pretty much running for his life tonight. But he engineered a nice drive there to end the first half. Did not come up with points, but did engineer a pretty nice drive that drove all the way almost to the Oldham County red zone. He starts on his own 20. He's got Mason as the wing to the right, Jones to the left. And the fake to the fullback gives it to Mason. Mason gets a little crease. There's a flag down. He's out over the 30 to the 31. It'll be a first down, but I think this is going to be a hold against the Rebels here. It's going to come back. And that is the call. So a nice run there by A2 Mason.
It always hurts your team when you have a good run there. Start your first possession of the second half. After what you did at the end of the first half, to always bring it back early. It never hurts. It never helps out.
And effectively, although the penalty is technically a 10-yard penalty, it's going to be in effect a lot more than that, as they're going to mark it back on the 14. He got the ball out to the 31, so in effect a 17-yard loss. First down and 16 now for the Rebels of Atherton High School. Rebels trying to get something going here tonight and get something going this year after winning just 2 games the last 3 seasons. In motion is Mason. Play action. They give it to Jones, trying the right side, and he's brought down at the 13. Never got to the line of scrimmage. Leading the way for the Colonels that time was Chase Tyndall coming up from his middle linebacker spot, and Corey Bryant, who was also back in there at linebacker. The linebackers have been very active for Oldham County tonight, Tyler. Corey Bryant, Addison Deckard, and Chase Tyndall coming in there playing for Zach Ball tonight has done an excellent job.
Yeah, for sure. What I've noticed a lot about them is they're fast. You can't really get on the outside of these guys.
Tyndall at that middle linebacker spot. Here comes the rush. They throw it to Jones on a little screen up over the 15, and oh my God, he got hit by a blue tidal wave. Pick a number. He pretty much saw the guy coming there. I think the first guy there was Chase, but he had a whole bunch of buddies with him, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and about a dozen for the Rebels. Jones got the ball in space and turned around, just had no blockers.
It's been a lot of that all night long, Mike. This Atherton team, they're just, they're trying their best. Oldham County's just too big, too physical, too strong.
Well, they're going to play down in more teams that are more their class for the next few weeks. Kentucky Country Day on the road, Shawnee at home, Gallatin County on the road. So, if they can make some moves against this 6A squad, then that bodes well for them in the coming weeks. Back to throw. Stanky has a man in man-to-man coverage, and it ends up being a little closer to the Oldham County defender as Jonathan Stonking really had a better play on that ball than their wide receiver did.
Yeah, you mentioned that Atherton will be taking on KCD. KCD is up on Shawnee 28-0 right now in the 3rd quarter.
Shawnee, I think, with a new coach this year, don't they? Don't they have a new coach down at Shawnee?
I believe so. A lot of local Louisville schools are, getting new coaches here and there. Obviously, this is St. X's Mike Glazer's last year as head coach.
Last year at St. X. Gosh, I can't even remember when St. X wasn't coached by Mike Glazer. And I've been calling high school sports since the late 70s. The punting situation for Atherton here. 9:43 to go here in the 3rd period. There's the snap. And the kick is blocked. And it'll go out of bounds. Getting there for the block, Luke Collins coming off that end. And Boy, he's actually kind of mad at himself. I think he was hoping he'd get a cleaner block and knock it towards the end zone. Instead, he knocks it off to the side. It goes out of bounds. Oldham County will still get it in awesome field position at the 32.
Mike, Oldham County's got the ball here. 42-0, 9 going in the third quarter. What is Atherton and their coach Kenneth Walker? What's he got to get this team to do from here?
Well, I think what you're doing is you're talking about the season. Everything you talk about is the season, the end of the season, the district, the goals that you've got, and I think you don't worry so much about the end of this game so much as you worry about this next play. Oldham County. Empty backfield with Stranad, who's back to throw. Looks, he's going for Taylor. Taylor has it. Bounce off his shoulder pads and incomplete. And it might have been thrown just a hair short. If it had been a little bit longer, it would have been right in the breadbasket. And that one just hit the right shoulder pad of Jacob Taylor and bounces a scoop. But not a bad throw by Brett Stranad.
Yeah, not at all. Just it kind of reminded me of the one he threw earlier, right over top into the breadbasket. Another half-foot. He has another one.
Chandler Besser wide to the left. Keene goes to the right side for the Colonels. High backfield. And the handoff to Taylor. He's got opening. Running room down to the 20, 15, and knocked out of bounds near the 10-yard line. They'll mark him right at the 10, as a matter of fact.
It seems to me that Jacob Taylor for Oldham County is the key for this team. He seems very athletic, like we said. We saw him take the kickback a few minutes ago to begin the second half. He's inactive. He's got a touchdown, a rushing touchdown. He seems to be maybe the go-to guy for the Colonels. He's very fast, very quick.
Well, and I've been very impressed by the way he set his blocks up so far tonight. 4 carries now, 103 yards for Taylor, and he gives Oldham County a first and goal at the 10. And this time Caudell is the tailback, but they'll give it to the fullback, Deckard, and he is going to be wrapped up quickly. Might have pushed ahead a couple of yards, but that'll be about it.
You haven't seen too much of that tonight, handing off to the fullback.
It's something that, to the casual fan, sometimes the concept of a fullback is just a plodding blocker. That's not the case here at Oldham County. Addison Deckard is a pretty nice running back in his own right. Has some speed and quickness, can catch the ball out of the backfield, but that time just didn't get enough of a push up front to go very far. 2nd down and 8. Again, I backfield. Now Deckard moves to the slot. Caudell gets the call. No, Stranad keeps it. He throws towards the end zone, and it's a touchdown. Well played. And Deckard, the recipient at the other end, he has his second score of the night, an 8-yard pass reception from Stranad.
That was just a great little boot rolling out to the left there for quarterback Stranad, finding his receiver there, make the catch, fall into the end zone, touchdown Colonels.
Second touchdown pass of the night from Stranad, and that may be all we'll see from him. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to the sidelines after giving the Colonels a 48-0 lead.
Stranad's accuracy seems a lot better this half than it did in the first. Maybe he settled down, got the first game half jitters out of him. He's hitting guys in the chest.
Nurnberger's kick's good. Oldham County 49, Atherton nothing. Timeout on the field. We'll be back with 8:29 to go here in the third. Now, wait a minute here.
Bring Nurnberger back.
I don't see a flag. Did they throw a flag?
I see one.
Yeah, there is a flag out there.
Flag on a PAT is very odd.
Well, every now and then you get a hold in that situation, and I imagine that's what we're going to see here. I looked down to take a couple of notes. The officials are actually huddling right now, so let's see what they come up with. Usually on a PAT, it seems like more often than not, if there is a flag, it's a hold, but they're taking a while to discuss this one.
Yeah, all 6 of the Zebras are over there.
And now conferring with Atherton, so waiting on the signal here now from the officials as to what the call's going to be.
Now, what do you think? I want to ask you, you brought it up in the beginning of the broadcast that Matt Brown did used to coach Atherton.
Yes.
Now, is he going to kind of let up? Obviously, we're at 42, about to be 49, or is he going to keep going to keep his offense in tune, keep the guys rolling, to learn one of our keys to finish?
Yeah, it's a very tough, fine line. I think what you're going to see here, I mean, Matt has a great deal of respect for the Atherton program. He's very proud of the Atherton program, which he had a lot to do with. And back in the mid-2000s, and he and Kenneth Walker are good friends. So, I think two things are true. I think Kenneth Walker understands that Matt Brown has to try some things out here tonight. He's got to get a workout out of this game. He's got to fine-tune his offense and defense. On the other hand, I think you're going to see Matt Brown probably take his foot off the throttle here shortly. Now, this is going to be a little longer of an extra point. This is going to be a 35-yard extra point here.
Chip shot.
Nurnberger and Atherton got a good jump that time. The kick is up and no good. Missed it to the left there, so it'll be 48-0 with 8:29 to play here, and the penalty costs the Colonels a point. And again, the scoreboard's slow to get those points up there. There they go.
He's not happy. He's out there not happy with himself right now.
I'm not surprised. Not surprised. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back to Bell Field right after this. You're watching the Colonels on the Pegasus Sports Network, brought to you, KentuckySports.co.
It's the same story at high schools all over Kentucky. Players compete, referees officiate, fans cheer, and character counts. At the Kentucky High School Athletic Association, we'd like to remind you that sportsmanship is just as much a part of high school sports as the action on the field. As players, coaches, officials, or fans, we're only as good as our best behavior. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the KHSAA and the generosity of this station.
Well, let's see. Sean Nurnberger, very obviously very upset that he missed that extra point. He may just kick this one into Jefferson County. And here comes the kick, and it is a long, deep one, and it almost goes out of bounds.
That's almost a 70-yard kick in the air. That's very impressive. He did put a little anger in that too, in that one as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. What I've noticed is he has multiple different kicks. He's got the squib type kick. He's got the punchline drive. He's got, like you said, the little flying saucer earlier.
Yeah, I don't think he actually got a good piece of that one, but I think it's going to be interesting this year to find out what other things he can do. I mean, obviously we know this guy can kick the ball a mile. Be interested to see if Oldham County needs an onside kick this year, what he can do, or what he can do if he has to punt the ball away. Oldham County has not punted the ball tonight, so we haven't seen him in that position.
He's a big kid.
Stanky with a little handoff there, and that play just took too long to develop. By the time Mason had the ball, there were 3 blue shirts in there, and Mason once again coming up a little ginger. Mason, not a real big kid, has some real quickness out there, very quick feet, but not among the biggest players out on the field tonight.
Now, do you think it's best for Atherton to continue to go inside on this Oldham County team, being that they are just extremely a bigger team than Atherton?
Well, I think right now, for Atherton, this game is no longer about the end result. Mm-hmm. I mean, yes, you could win this game, but they need 7 touchdowns now to win this game. Okay, and if they get all the extra points, 7 scores wins. I think right now you just concentrate on what you're going to do this year. They're going to run their game plan the rest of this game. And the handoff to the second man through in Oldham County with tremendous pressure. Chase Tyndall, who has played a great game tonight at middle linebacker with the solid penetration, and Jones loses yardage.
What I like most about Oldham County tonight is they came into this game as a big favor. And 48-0 now has obviously shown that, but they are continuing playing football. They're not letting up on the pedal.
Well, and I think it's important. I think that's a good point. Sometimes it's harder to execute when you're a big favorite, because let's face it, these guys are human beings. They read the paper. They remember last year's game. It's difficult to focus when you're supposed to win big and supposed to win easy. And I think so far tonight, that's been a test that Oldham County has mostly passed. Now, for Atherton right now, the job is to practice what you're going to be doing next week against KCD. Stanky. Back to throw, pressured, in trouble, is never going to get a chance to set his feet. Keene in there, comes in and gets a little help from Corey Bryant, and they'll bring him down deep behind the 10-yard line. And Oldham County player a little slow getting up. That's Corey Bryant kind of holding his arm there. And now it looks like he's okay.
A little stinger.
Oldham County with the dark blue uniforms. I really like them. I mean, technically the school's colors are royal blue, which is a little bit of a lighter shade of blue, but I do like the dark blue. I think it looks good.
I was going to ask you, are those new jerseys? Like the pants have the new stripes on the side? I kind of like
I think they are.
I kind of like
they are. From the end zone, the kick, going to carry back. Taylor takes it at the 49, and he'll just take the fair catch there.
I think that answers our question of Matt Brown.
I think it did, too. I think that was an edict from the sideline. He definitely could have returned that one, and I think that was a sideline call there. Oldham County will start 1st and 10 from the 49 of Atherton. Colonels with 2 touchdowns, first 2 times they touched the ball tonight. And they will start again on the Atherton side of the field. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 of their last 6 possessions have started inside Atherton territory. And now a flag on the before the snap. Oldham County has gone to the bench now as we get a false start against them. The Colonels now bringing in Ryan Gratton at quarterback, 6'2", 195-pound junior. And he sees his first action as we're down to 4:25 to go here in the third period. Gratton sends Schindler wide to the left side, Besser wide to the right. In the backfield, Chris Caudell is the tailback. Offset eye, Caudell gets the call. Running to his left, stiffs arm defender, has a little room to run. Bounces aside at the 45, now cuts it back inside, spins forward to about the 40, and very close to the first down. I think he's going to be about a yard shy. Picked up about 14, he needed 15. I think he's going to be shy, but it's going to be real close.
And there's Caudell again. Just being active everywhere. I know Matt Brown is taking off to starting quarterbacks, and I'm sure most of his guys out there, but this Oldham County team's running back by committee. You're going to see some of the starters, regardless if they're a true starter out there.
Again, Schindler to the left, Besser to the right, and again, the offset eye backfield for the Colonels. Gratton under center. Play action. Rolls to his right, looks, throwing deep. He's got Besser wide open. Besser dropped it at the 4. Oh, my gosh. Sometimes you can be too wide open, and Besser had too much time to think about that one, I think, and it just bounced off his hands incomplete.
Right through the hands, hit him right in the numbers, and you know he's not happy with himself right now.
Well, and, oh, my gosh, coaches just kind of...
you just got to laugh that one off.
You got to laugh. You do. You do exactly what you got to do. You just got to laugh that off and just move on, you know?
You're not, you're up 48-0. You're not going to... That play right there is not going to come back and haunt your team. Might haunt you for a few hours, though.
Now, let's see how soon they go back to him. 3rd and 1 here now. I backfield behind Gratton. And they give it to the tailback. And running forward and fighting forward, I believe that was 32, Jacob Gary. And Gary, with his first carry of the night, takes it from the 41 all the way down to the 31, a gain of 10, and the Colonels with the first down.
I'm liking the size of this Oldham County team. Obviously, we've talked about it a lot at the starting, but they're deep with size, which you don't see much in high school games.
6 different backs have carried the ball tonight for the Colonels. Nobody has carried it more than 5 times. Chris Caudell with 5 carries tonight for 76 yards. Gary remains the tailback behind Gratton. Gratton, play action. Back to throw, in trouble, and he's brought down back at the 45-yard line, the first sack of the game for the Rebels. And, boy, it was a big one. That was one where, your starter probably gets rid of the ball a little quicker. On the other hand, he didn't really get much chance to get out of the pocket either, so it's going to be a long, long situation for Gratton now as they'll spot it at the 43. Loss of 12.
It's always good, though, to get your backup quarterback in there early. First game of the season, he's going to have a whole quarter and a half underneath the belt, just in case something does happen down the road.
2nd down, and a boatload here for the Colonels. Twins both ways. Gratton goes into the shotgun now. Back to throw, has time. Throwing downfield, looking, and a little bit of miscommunication there. He got rid of it. Gary hadn't turned yet. Keene actually was probably more wide open, cutting on a down and in pattern there near the 30-yard line. Actually had position against his defender, but Gratton trying to get it out to Gary falls incomplete. Well, one thing's for sure. If you're Oldham County coach Matt Brown, you're going to go into the locker room after this game, starting this week before the North Oldham game. You're going to find things to pick on your team a little bit, some growing opportunities.
Oh, yeah, you always can. There's always something. No game is perfect.
Here comes the screen, sets it up. Gary at the 40. Gary down to the 30-yard line, runs it ahead, has first down. Gary into the clear, touchdown Oldham County. And Grattan has his first touchdown pass of the year, a 43-yarder on the screenplay, and Jacob Gary into the end zone for the score.
How about that, Mike? First time we've seen something else coming out of the offense from Oldham County, really, and it threw Atherton off, took it downfield. They had a sea, like you like to say, the sea of blue wall leading the runner.
And that comes with 15.2 seconds left here in the third quarter. Oldham County's third score this period. And the subs getting it done here. Grattan's first completion of the night goes for 6. Grattan will be the holder now for Nuremberg.
I was actually excited. I was looking forward to a Nuremberger long field goal there.
Yeah. I think he's got his own fan club this year.
He does.
Boy, Atherton with good pressure there, but Nuremberger gets it up and in.
Looking down at the crowd, I saw the guy holding up the Germany flag.
That's a soccer group there. 55-0 Oldham County. We'll be back to Belfield and Buckner, Kentucky. Well, let's just keep it right here. We only got 15 seconds here. We'll keep it here and take a break at the end of the quarter.
Now, Mike, I'm looking down at the Oldham County sideline. Every one of these coaches are still coaching this team. Like you said, there's a learning experience with any type of game, regardless of the score. If you just take the scoreboard off the field, there's always something out there that you can be learning.
Oldham County with 2 first downs, 21 points, no turnovers this period. And they have scored all 3 times they've touched the ball this frame. In fact, the Colonels, if you discount that last play of the first half when they got the ball on downs and then just made a quick throw, they have scored the last 5 possessions they've had the ball. Nuremberger to kick here. We got a little bit of a disagreement between me and a certain Oldham County student here. Is that pink or is that an orange shoe?
From here, it's pink. It's kind of got a salmonish color to it, actually.
Here we go. I'm told that I'm blind, that it's really orange. Whatever. Again, the deep kick and the return team kind of a spectator. Boy, what a leg. What a leg. We've talked about it all night, but
all it is for the return team is just a sprint. Get their wind sprint in for the game.
Well,
he's a big kid.
Atherton has only started in someplace other than their own 20 after an Oldham County turnover.
It's never going to help you. Never going to help you. You got to,
Well, it's a weapon off the field. I mean, you think of all these teams that have great return guys. If he can keep doing that all year, those guys don't exist.
Yeah, the speed guys that the playmaker that can hurt you. He's not there anymore.
Stanky back to throw here. Final play of the third period. Screens it. Mason dropped it. Had it in his hands at the 25 and just drops it. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. Oldham County up by a bunch, 55-0 your score. We'll be back. Fourth quarter coming up right after this on the Pegasus Sports Network. A wise man once said, "The secret to happiness is comfortable shoes." Well, I don't know about that, but I do know one thing. I'm a happy man when my feet are feeling good. And that's the idea behind Happy Feet, the world's most comfortable slippers. It's like walking on pillows. Owned and operated right here in Kentucky, Happy Feet has the coolest, the warmest, the most comfortable slippers around. College basketball fans will love the UK and U of L slippers. They look just like sneakers. Animal lovers will adore Animal Feet, a line of cushy slippers that look like every animal you can think of. There's even a dinosaur for the kids. Check them all out now at www.buyhappyfeet.com. That's www.buyhappyfeet.com and give the gift of Happy Feet. Happy Feet. It's like walking on pillows. Pegasus Sports Network coverage of the Oldham County Colonels 2012 continues. Fourth quarter coming up, 55-0 Oldham County on top. Tyler, let's go to the scoreboard.
Yes, sir. We got 22-7 Central over Manual right now. Going into the Meade County, Collins versus Meade County game, 21-7 Collins. Obviously one of the newer Shelby County schools. You have Highlands 35, now up on Boyle County, 35-24. Going down here, it looks like Jeff is up on Eastern, 25-14. And just continue to blow it out, kind of like this here. PRP 57, Fairdale 0, and Trinity is up on Brentwood. I can get you a score update in just a moment.
And we'll also try to get, for Oldham County fans, always want to know how the other Oldham County schools are doing. We'll see if we can get a Bullitt Central South Oldham score here for you in a second. Atherton with the ball. Stanky fires over the middle, and Mason has this one. He juggled it, bobbled it in the air, but comes down with it and crosses the 40 to the 42-yard line, a pickup of 22 yards and an Atherton first down. And perfect pass there by Stanky. Mason bobbled it. Might have been thinking in the back of his brain about that last one that he just dropped, but hauls that one in, and the Rebels moved the chains.
Now, Mike, that was kind of what I was getting to you towards the end of the first half. Is why doesn't Atherton try to open up the offense playbook a little bit instead of running these, double reverses, triple reverses up the middle all the time? First pass I've seen up the middle all night, and look, it worked.
Rebels from their own 42-yard line. One wide out, wide to the left side. And Stanky back to throw again, trying to set up the little flare. Gets it complete to Mason. He's hit at the 50. Falls forward about half a yard into Oldham County territory. It'll be second down and short. They just ran Mason out of the backfield there. Oldham County didn't get up ahead to pick him up, and he was wide open for the gain of 8.
Back-to-back plays. You got, this maybe all the offense, all the rushing games that they have been leading into 10 minutes ago in the third quarter has opened up the pass game slightly for Atherton, down 55-0. I don't think that's going to help them too much in the remaining game. But looking into the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so, you got some good things to look into as a coaching staff.
Tetman wide to the right side. Man in motion, and the handoff to the second man through, and he's hit hard. For Oldham County coming in there to make the tackle, I'm still trying to see. It's something, too. He's hiding behind everybody else now.
32.
Was it Gary? Yeah, it was
Yep,
Gary.
it
32. It was Gary who's coming in there now and playing at one of the linebacker spots. Oldham County in the 43, and now they'll walk up one of the defensive backs, show more of a 4-4 front. And Atherton wants to call a timeout. Devin McDonough was playing cornerback. They walked him up, the sophomore. Where's number 13 on the team? 5'10", 155-pound defensive back. Lots of clean blue and white jerseys in there for Oldham County right now, here for the fourth period. You ever find a South score by chance?
I'm trying here. I'm looking around.
We have Billy Rutledge and Don Mattern down in Shepherdsville tonight for Pegasus. They're doing a broadcast. That's a delayed broadcast. It'll be available tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock here on the Pegasus Sports Network. Next week, of course, it'll be Oldham County and North Oldham here on the Pegasus Sports Network. We'll also be broadcasting South Oldham next week. They will be actually on the road at North Hardin, where they'll be playing Meade County next week. They'll be playing up in class against a 6A team, the Meade County Green Wave.
Mike, well, since I'm not, this is my first broadcast here. I'm not too familiar with the outside of the Oldham County, North Oldham, South region. What are some other teams that Oldham County's got to look into for the rest of the year?
Well, as we look ahead, obviously Fern Creek, Ballard, and not J-Town, I apologize. Fern Creek, Ballard, and Eastern, of course, is the district now that the Colonels are in. Those are going to be the teams we're going to be tracking throughout the year. We'll see if we get some updates on them here in just a second. Stanky under center now on third and a short 3, and he's going to take it ahead on the quarterback keeper. He's got the first down to the 46-yard line, and Atherton moves the chains.
Yeah, he lowered his shoulder there and gained himself an extra 3 or 4 yards, which is always good. Your guys still fighting down 55-0. It's always good for your coach, Kenneth Walker. I'm trying to find the score for you, Mike. It's not easy.
Yeah, some of these scores are easier to come up with than others. First and 10, Rebels. Stanky gives it off to his fullback, and he's met immediately, but a late flag coming flying in there.
Looked like it may have been a face mask on Oldham County. Ooh.
Going to be a personal foul face mask against the Colonel, so that'll be a big 15-yarder. Fourth penalty of the game against Oldham County for 35 yards in the contest, and that'll be a big one because that'll give Atherton a first down.
That's one thing I was going to bring up to you earlier in the third quarter was that how this game has been pretty clean for both of the teams. I believe it's only two flags per team, if I'm correct.
Well, the Colonel's actually with 4, but that's the first. That's the first not play action. I'm sorry. That's the first. You talk about clean. That's the first personal foul.
Yes,
I'll get it out here. And that was certainly, and I think that's important. There's the handoff. Isert straight ahead, and he's got the first down as he goes straight through the line, carves up the middle of that Oldham defense that time, inside the 20 and down to the 18, a pickup of 12, and another Atherton first down.
Atherton's moving the chains here in this fourth quarter, which is a good morale builder. I'm sure Oldham County, yes, they do. They may have their second string in there, but regardless, it's good for Atherton. They got to get their heads up looking for next week.
Well, and it's good for Oldham County, too. Right now, the Colonel's getting that second and third stringers in there. They've got to learn how to suck it up and come up with make plays. And Isert driving forward. Oldham County trying to strip the ball there, but unable to come up with the takeaway. Isert inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. And Atherton, as they get it inside the red zone, going back to their bread and butter offense that they've shown most of the game. Gain of about almost 4, so second down and a long 6. 8:02 to play, clock running here in Buckner. Oldham County heading off to a 1-0 start to start the 2012 campaign. Jones the wing back, Mason the tailback, collision in the backfield. Now Mason hands it off. Jones reverses and goes around the left end. He'll be wrapped up just shy of the first down, though. The collision slowed him down, or he probably would have gotten the first down. It'll be about a yard shy. It'll be third down and 1.
Couldn't ask for a better night out here.
Oh, this has been absolutely awesome. We actually turned off the air conditioner in the press box here earlier. It was getting cold.
Yeah, it was really was.
August. Stanky back to throw on third. In trouble. Steps up, wrapped up, and brought down at the 11-yard line for a loss of a couple. And Oldham County.
It seemed to him the quarterback and his running back kind of got into a little collision there in the backfield, which may have broke up that play. It seemed to me it might have been a handoff.
That'll bring up fourth down and 2 now. Ball at the 10-yard line. 6:48 to play. Atherton has had a nice drive going here now, but 2 yards away from keeping it going. 6:37, clock running here in Buckner. Rebels will come back to the line of scrimmage. They'll send Tetman wide to the left side. Mason and Jones are the wings. Isert, the fullback, and they'll try the quarterback keeper, and Stanky lunges ahead, and I think on that second effort there, I think he may have gotten it.
Yeah, it seemed like he may have gotten an extra yard and a half there. He's a tall quarterback. Coming up limping slightly.
He's got a dirty jersey tonight, I tell you. He's been a worker, and I think we're going to get a timeout for measurement. The officials are going to call the timeout. They'll bring the chains across the field and see what we got here. See if we can... It has been a good night for the boys in blue, and a pretty healthy night. You gotta love any night when you can get your starters off the field, and every one of them seems to be pretty healthy.
Now, you think that any of these teams are looking into this as, look, we did the same thing last season to Atherton to get, we got our season off strong, and then we went to a 2-9 record. But like you said, we had a lot of games that we should have won and could have won, came out on the losing end. Is this in the back of their minds that, hey, let's not do this year?
Well, I think the coaches are going to put it in their minds, and that is don't get too full of yourself because you get a season opening win. Because we do know that a season opening win only guarantees you one thing: one win. One win. That's all it guarantees. Is we do have the first down for Atherton. So celebrate the win tonight, relive it tomorrow, and then get back to work because you got the game against North Oldham next week. That's going to be a big one. Isert tries the left side of that line, drives into the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal now for Atherton. It has been a rough night for the Rebels. Last year they were the lowest scoring team in Class 4A, trying to get their first score of the 2012 season here tonight.
Another score update for you guys. We have Male 42 over Floyd Central 0, and that game has gone final.
And we'll try to get you a few other scores. We'll try to get that South Oldham score as well before the night is over with here. Wideouts both ways now for the Rebels. Stanky fakes it to Isert, loses the ball, loose on the field, and I believe that he got it back. Let's see. Normally the defensive team's doing a lot more celebrating if they ended up with it, so I would assume this is going to stay with the Rebels. It'll move the ball back to about the 8.5 yard line, though. 4:48 to play here in Buckner. The big opening day win for Oldham County tonight. All that's pretty much left is the final score. Timeout now, Atherton. We'll take a timeout as well. Oldham County leads this one 55-0. Mike Montgomery along with Tyler Bloyd here with you on the Pegasus Sports Network. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Hey y'all, I'm Kix Brooks.
I'm Ronnie Dunn.
And we're Brooks.
And Dunn for rad. And I've got a 4-letter word for you. Don't. As in don't drive drunk.
And I got a 3-letter word for you, as in get the keys.
When you see someone who's about to drive under the influence,
get the keys.
Because friends don't let friends drive drunk.
I'm building bridges.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Well, it's been big plays for Oldham County tonight, and much the same as it was last year. Oldham County averaging 9.7 yards per snap in last year's opener. They only ran something like 30 plays last year, whereas Atherton ran about 50. And tonight it's been pretty much the same sort of thing, as the Colonels have scored from long range. Really haven't had that many plays from scrimmage, only 17 rushes. Back to throw, Stanky. Escapes the defense, throwing for the end zone. Had a man open, but in the rush, just throws a little wide, and it'll be 4th down. Well, he had a man in the back of the end zone back there, but, sometimes the rush just has to make you throw bad.
Mike, did they go for points here, or are they going to go for the touchdown?
If it's me, I say, hey, look, you're not going to win the game. Let's try something we haven't done tonight. Let's go for the kick. It'd be a 26-yard field goal, but I don't think they're going to do that. We'll see. I always hate to leave a big goose egg on that scoreboard. I like to put something up there and say, hey, we had this drive and we did a good job. We came up with points, and that's a success. That's something you can build on.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to go every drive for a full, 60 minutes scoreless.
But they're going to go for it here. 4th down and goal from the 9. Stanky under center has one wide out. Wing goes in motion. It's going to be a halfback pass, and they'll throw it back to Stanky, and has the play broken up. Coming in there was the sophomore to break it up, and that's Devin McDonough. I say the sophomore like he's the only sophomore on the team. But Devin McDonough with a nice pass deflection there. Or a pass breakup, and Oldham County takes over on downs.
Now, you may disagree with me on this, Mike, but that's something as a coach I would not do. I would not run down 55-0. I would not run my quarterback out there in a potential play where he could get nailed, injured. There goes your starting quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's worth it. It's a great play. It's a lot of fun. It's exciting when it works. But you're right. At this point, this isn't a game you're going to win. Build for the next game, and getting your quarterback hurt might not be the best way. Yeah. Oldham County, a little fumble on the snap there. Let's see who's coming up with this. I think the Colonels did pick it up, and I actually think
number 9.
It was number 9.
James Harding.
James Harding, a 6-foot sophomore quarterback. getting his first action.
Excuse me, it might have been. Oh, yes, number 9. That's nice. Oldham County can bring in their third quarterback tonight. Getting everybody out there because he might not see the field the rest of the season.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know. Harding loses 3 on that play. Under center now. Offset eye behind him. Long count. Fakes the hand. No, he did hand it off to his fullback, and Atherton with a good, strong push. No idea where they're going to spot this ball. I have no idea whatsoever. They're going to look like maybe the 5-yard line, so a loss of about 2.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that Oldham County's third-string guys are in. I mean, you can tell the size out there. That guy can't be over 6 foot, and not one starter to me was under 220 pounds if you were from the pregame stat lines. But Atherton, they're still trying. I like to see that.
1:31 to play here. Offset eye for the Colonels, 3rd and 15. Harding back to throw, lobs it to his left side, pass caught at the 21, and I think we're going to get a defensive pass interference call as well.
Yep, looked like number 31 for Atherton just grabbed him a little too early. He made the catch, though. It was a
really nice catch out over the 21-yard line, so a gain of about 16. And the pass was completed to number 8, Alan Farrow, which people may remember, an older Farrow from last year, Stephen Farrow, who had a pretty nice career here at Oldham County High School. And now his younger brother, Alan Farrow, hauling in a 16-yard pass for an Oldham County first down.
About a minute 15 left here in the game. It's been a fun night, Mike. It really has. The score's very lopsided, but, getting out here first night of the season.
You never really know how those first nights are going to go. 1:15, clock stopped. It'll start on the snap here. There they go. They roll it. And Harding under center. Pitches back. Almost stopped behind the line of scrimmage and then finally brought down near the line of scrimmage. Number 22, Caleb Allen. And Allen not going to pick up anything there. They're going to mark him right at the line of scrimmage. Number 22 is his number. Allen, a junior. 43 seconds. Colonels will run a couple of plays here, and that'll be it. Harding with the eye backfield behind him. Has the ball, hands off to his fullback, and fighting his way forward and getting a whole heck of a lot more than he probably should have was the fullback, and that was number 42 that time, and that's Brian Barmanchi. "13 seconds. This will be the last play. I don't think they may not even get this one off. 9 seconds. Play just now coming in. So the Colonels are going to go to 1-0 to start the season. 55-0. All Oldham County in the season opener here at Bell Field tonight. The Colonels gear up for a big meeting next week against cross-county rival North Oldham with a big win over the Atherton Rebels. And our final again, 55-0. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back to Buckner right after this. You're listening to the Colonels on the Pegasus Sports Network. A wise man once said, "The secret to happiness is comfortable shoes." Well, I don't know about that, but I do know one thing. I'm a happy man when my feet are feeling good. And that's the idea behind Happy Feet, the world's most comfortable slippers. It's like walking on pillows. Owned and operated right here in Kentucky, Happy Feet has the coolest, the warmest, the most comfortable slippers around. College basketball fans will love the UK and U of L slippers. They look just like sneakers. Animal lovers will adore Animal Feet, a line of cushy slippers that look like every animal you can think of. There's even a dinosaur for the kids. Check them all out now at www.buyhappyfeet.com. That's www.buyhappyfeet.com and give the gift of Happy Feet. Happy Feet. It's like walking on pillows.
You give 110%. Baptist Sports Medicine's group of sports medicine trained physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers go just as hard to get you back in the game you love. Our facility at Baptist East Point features private treatment rooms, a physical therapy gym, indoor turf field, and other sports training facilities. No matter what your level or your game, to get back to your best, consult the best. Call 253-6689 or visit BaptistSportsMedKY.com.
A proud sponsor of the Pegasus Sports Network is Mountjoy Chilton Medley Certified Public Accountants, the largest locally based accounting firm in Kentucky and southern Indiana, offering a full range of accounting, audit, tax planning, and advisory services for businesses and individuals. Employing nearly 120 CPAs, Mountjoy Chilton Medley provides highly specialized services that can help you achieve your personal and business goals. For a complete list of services and more, on the web at mcpa.com. Mountjoy Chilton and Medley, 502-749-1900.
At Taylor Orthodontics, we believe everyone deserves a smile, a healthy, beautiful smile. Dr. Trevor Taylor and his staff are committed to serving you in a fun-loving, comfortable environment, and they'll use the latest in orthodontic treatments and technology so you can get better results with fewer visits. Don't hide your smile another day. Today's braces are smaller and more comfortable than ever before. Find out how Taylor Orthodontics can help you. Call today at 241-1515 or 228-2122. Taylor Orthodontics, a proud sponsor of the Pegasus Sports Network.
I thought I was pro-choice. Then I saw government figures that say almost half of the 3,000 abortions done each day in this country are repeats. That means 2, 3, even 4 abortions for the same woman. Then I learned the Roe v. Wade court decision legalized abortion in all 9 months of pregnancy for any reason at all. Maybe being pro-choice isn't what I thought. It really got me thinking.
A message from Right to Life at KORLA.org.
You know what's cool? A perfect spiral. A beautifully executed crossover dribble. A well-spiked volleyball. You know what isn't cool? Complaining to the officials. Criticizing your teammates. Showing up the other team's players. It may be intense. It may be emotional. But it's only a contest. The Kentucky High School Athletic Association reminds you of these sportsmanship tips. When an official makes a call, accept it. When a member of the opposing team makes a great play, applaud it. When an opponent extends a hand after the game, shake it. Play it cool. Practice sportsmanship. High school sports, bringing out the best in all of us. This message brought to you by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association, thanks to the generosity of this radio station.
And the Colonels and the cheerleaders heading down to tap the bell here at Bell Field as part of the victory celebration. Oldham County with an easy win tonight, 55-0 over Louisville Atherton. And for the Colonels, a chance to get things off to a good start, exercise a few demons from last year, and go into next week's big game against North Oldham on the right foot. And you know, in the back of every coach's mind, one of the great celebrations about every win is when you can walk off that field after a win and see all your players walking off the field, too. Oldham County, no injuries tonight. All in all, one of those games where you walk off the field feeling very good about yourself.
Yeah, for sure. You're coming off a 55-0 win on your first game of the season. Your team's happy. Your fans are happy. You're happy. Now you're looking into the big rivalry game next week that you finish it out, you'll win this game again. If you get the lead, don't go into the fourth quarter and don't allow the Mustangs to get back into it.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge next week for Oldham County. North Oldham figures to be a very powerful 4A team this year. In fact, they play in the same district that Atherton does. The Mustangs, with that big veteran offensive line, a lot of the guys on that offensive line, 3-year starters. So this is a team that'll try to grind it down Oldham County's throat next week. if Oldham County lets them. But for the moment at least, the celebration is heading into the locker room, and the Colonels can celebrate tonight's win. Is how well they do the rest of the year. You asked this question earlier, Tyler. How well they do, because they did start this way last year. Whether they can avoid the pitfalls from last year or not, kind of to a degree depends upon how they approach each game.
Yeah, coming in, like you said, it's just the locker room. You got to tell your team, look, that was a good win. Move it on next week, though. Just celebrate tonight. Tomorrow's a whole nother day. Monday, you're getting back into school. Everybody's gonna be like, "Gosh, you guys, look so good. Look so good out there." I was there before. No, you got to take this as every day and every week thing, and make this season a memorable one.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of seniors who would like to do that. Oldham County with 343 yards of offense tonight unofficially. Only had 6 first downs, but they scored all their touchdowns from long range, with actually the exception of one. I take that back. They had an 8-yard touchdown there in the third period. But other than that, the shortest touchdown came from 32 yards out. So they chewed up real estate in big chunks tonight, and a lot of different guys getting involved tonight in terms of carrying the ball. 10 different players carried the ball at least once tonight. The leading rusher for the Colonels, Jacob Taylor. He put on a clinic out there tonight. 4 carries, 103 yards, and not too far behind him was Chris Caudell. 5 carries for 76 yards. Both players with a 1 touchdown rushing.
Got to give credit, Mike, to the offensive line, though. Those big guys up front making it happen.
Well, and they did. I thought they did a real good job. Now, are they in midseason form yet? No. Atherton was able to get some pressure on Stranad when he dropped back to pass, but I think the run blocking tonight was very solid.
Yeah, it's the coaches for Oldham County. They now know what these guys are capable of doing. The size differential compared to last season, they really didn't know. What can we do? Now they got a little feeling. Granted, yes, it is Atherton County, smaller 4A school, as you said, but moving on next week, got another talented 4A team.
Oldham County's quarterbacks, they played 3 tonight. Brett Stranad, of course, started. Ryan Gratton and James Harding each got some time. The Colonels' quarterbacks, between the 3 of them, combined for 4 of 10 passing with 1 interception. Stranad was 2 of 6, 1 pick, and 2 touchdowns. Ryan Gratton, 1 of 3, and that 1 pass went for a 32-yard touchdown to Jacob Gary. The receiving end tonight, only 4 catches, spread around to 4 different receivers. Chandler Besser, 1 catch for 36 yards and a score. Addison Deckard, an 8-yard catch for a score. Jacob Gary, 32-yard reception on a screenplay. That one also went for a score. And then Alan Farrow had a 16-yard catch on a throw from James Harding late in the ballgame. The Colonels got on board early with a 36-yard run by Addison Deckard. Son Nurenberger kicked the extra point. It was 7-0. Chris Caudell, a 38-yard run in the late in the first period, made it 14-0. And the route was on, although it took a while for the Colonels to get a full head of steam. Jacob Taylor had a 63-yard kickoff return to make it 21-0 midway through the second. And then Chandler Besser, a beautiful throw from Brett Stranad, went right over the shoulder of Besser, and he hauls it in for a 36-yard score that made it 28-0. The Colonels capped off the first half scoring with a 35-yard interception return by Chris Caudell, who pretty much did a little bit of everything tonight. I think he was also, taking the water back to the locker room and fixing the team snack afterwards. Second half started with the Colonels getting the ball on the kickoff, and Jacob Taylor took that kickoff 87 yards to the house, 42-0. Oldham County pouring it on at that point. Addison Deckard, with his second score of the ball game, took an 8-yard pass from Stranad about midway through the third, 8:29 to play. The extra point failed after Oldham County had a penalty that pushed it back. It was the equivalent of a 35-yard PAT, and Nurenberger just pushed it a little bit left, but Oldham County up 48-0, and by then all the starters came out of the ball game for the Colonels. Still, Oldham County with one more score, and that was Jacob Gary with 15.2 seconds left in the third period, hauling in a screen pass from the backup quarterback, Ryan Gratton. He went 32 yards for the score. Nurenberger's kick made it 55-0. And that was all she wrote here tonight as Oldham County moves to 1-0.
It was a fun night, Mike. I'm glad you had me out.
Yeah, it's always it's always fun to start off the season like this. For Atherton fans who couldn't be here tonight, the thing that, of course, Atherton has to keep in mind, they were playing up in class tonight. Actually, they were playing up 2 classes. That's always a challenge for a 4A school or any school playing up 2 classes. I think we saw at times some very promising things. This is an athletic bunch. They showed us some ability to pressure the quarterback up the middle there, use their quickness well at some times. They're going to have to get a little bit better up front at protecting that quarterback, though.
Yeah, it's not as easy said as done, though. Size isn't always just grown overnight. Like you said, last year at Oldham County, 197 average. Now they're at 220. Atherton, they just got to play their own game and hopefully they have themselves a good season. As for Oldham County, 1-0 on the year. Got to come out next week, take care of your rival. It's going to be a tough game at North Oldham, and then it's going to be a wild environment. You get through that one, you already eclipsed you're already tied with last season's. You're already looking forward to a better season.
Yep, that's true. And we want to encourage everybody to go to Goshen to enjoy next week's game. That's going to be a little blast. It's a wonderful little stadium North Oldham has over there, kind of in a little bowl. If you've never seen it, it's a very attractive stadium, very nice. And it'll be great with the number of fans that we would expect from both schools there next week. If you can't make it to the game, Pegasus Sports will be broadcasting live by audio. We're also going to record it on video, and the next day, Saturday of next week, we will upload the video, and you can watch that at any time. Remember, our archives are indefinitely archived. So in other words, once we put it up there, it's pretty much up there forever for you to see. So you can watch it the next day, the next week, the next month, whatever. Just let anybody who wants to watch, let them know that they can watch it on the Pegasus Sports Network. We got some more updates on scores, Tyler. I know you've been trying to track those tonight.
Yeah, we got a few on here. They've been hard to find. This Twitter world's not so easy. Central 29 over Manual. They had 7. Looks like the Trinity game has gone final, and it looks like they pulled away, Mike, 53-27. PRP put it on Fairdale. Collins was victorious over Meade County. Other than that, I couldn't.
That's a big win.
It is.
Meade County. Now I don't know what Meade has this year, but that's a 6A school losing to a 4A school, and of course Collins expected to be a favorite in their district this year.
Yeah. Also, you have Central 29, Manual 7. Central looking like they could have another good ball team out there. A lot of athleticism going on there.
I tell you, Central does. When was the last time they didn't have a good ball team?
Yeah, exactly.
People forget, and I can remember when Central wasn't all that good, but boy, they've got things going down there right now, and they play a brutal schedule. Mm-hmm. Just a brutal schedule. That's going to wrap things up here from Buckner, Kentucky. Belfield, Oldham County with the win here tonight, 55-0. For Tyler Bloyd, I'm Mike Montgomery. For our production crew, Matt McCarthy, the director here tonight, John Hancock on the camera. Many, many thanks to them. 55-0. Oldham wins it. We'll see you next time on the Pegasus Sports Network.